Young boys grow up in the South wearing their team's colors with pride and dreaming to be just like their heroes. Some of those boys grow up to become the heroes that are admired from afar. As time goes on, those heroes become legends, and at Tennessee, there are too many to name. Fans savor the memories of the great men who at one time donned the orange and white and gave their all to Tennessee. Kids in Starkville also grow up with dreams of playing for the home team and making the cowbells come to life, while the memories of great Bulldog teams are still vivid after many years. Today, two of the SEC's oldest members get together as the dreams to be the future heroes begin again.
The tradition of college football handed down from generation to generation in all shapes, sizes, and ages. And here come the Tennessee Volunteers. And welcome to Knoxville, and we've got a good one for you this afternoon. Tennessee against Mississippi State. What did the Volunteers do last week? Well, they went down to the Orange Bowl and beat Miami. They're on a roll and feeling pretty good about themselves. I welcome in my broadcast partner, Dave Rowe. And Dave, one of the reasons they've won their last 3 games is because this Volunteer defense is finally putting it together. They've played some pretty good football.
Absolutely. You talk about stepping it up after that Georgia loss. They have been fantastic. In the Alabama game, they allowed 2 touchdowns, but against Duke, they allowed only 2 field goals, and they coupled that coming back against Miami, and for the first time since 1984, Bill, they held Miami with no touchdowns at home. That's just incredible defense. If they're going to win, they win with defense.
All right, now on the other side of the football, Mississippi State has been struggling, but Jackie Sherrill wants to pound the football today, and he's got a couple of good backs who can do it.
Oh, he does have 2 great backs. He has both Norwood and Turner, and they have a pair of 100-yard rushing games between them. And Bill, couple this. Tennessee has allowed some big rushing days. Shaud Williams of Alabama had 166. Carnell Williams had 185. Summers had 158. If Mississippi State is going to win this football game, they know they have to control it with those 2 players, Norwood and Turner, on the ground.
Stage is set here in Knoxville for what should be a pretty interesting football game. Scott Przwanski is on the sidelines today for us. Let's go down and check in with him.
Well, you know, history tells us there is no good time to play Tennessee in football, and that's especially true in the month of November. Get this, the Vols are an unbelievable 70-4 in November, 40-2 here at home. The only loss is coming to a top-ranked Notre Dame team in 1990 and top-ranked Miami a year ago. So what does that tell you? Well, the country knows if you want to get to the Vols, you better get to them early. Back up to you guys.
And on the other hand, when you take a look at Mississippi State and the Bulldogs playing on television, it hasn't been very good. No. They've lost 10 in a row on network TV, and 15 of the last 16 is Jackie Sherrill. Dave, he's trying to find some way to motivate his football team to finish strong.
Well, he's going to need some motivation. Their big key today is to stay in this football game early. Don't let bad things happen.
That's Nick Turner back deep for Mississippi State. He's averaging 26.6 per return. James Wilhoit will kick off for Tennessee. They're in the orange jerseys, as you can see. Temperature about 50 degrees today. It rained last night. They were expecting maybe some snow flurries in the area. That didn't happen, but it's damp. We expect more rain by the time this game gets going this afternoon. Actually, we're down around 43 degrees. It's colder than I thought it was.
It's my weather.
Yes,
I love it.
Dave Rowe type weather, and we're ready to go in Knoxville. This football game is underway. Here comes Turner for the Bulldogs. Nice return across the 30 and pulls his way up to the 39-yard line. And that's the type of play they wanted to get going here. 36 yards on the return. And Wilhoit had to make the tackle. Starting quarterback is Kevin Fant, the senior from Moss Point. And some last-minute instructions on the sideline there. There are his numbers. 32 career touchdown passes. This year, 1,845 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. But we expect a lot out of the running game to start this one here this afternoon. Norwood is the tailback, number 12. And they'll go play action on the first play. And the pass incomplete for Darnell Jones. Let's take a look at the Chevy starting lineups. And there you go, Justin Jenkins. He's a good one, a fine wide receiver, but they also like Ray Bivens, the other flanker in this lineup today for Jackie Sherrill's offense. Up front, there is Birch, Rogers, Jones, Wadley, a last-minute replacement at right guard, and Stewart.
Well, that was interesting. Bill come out. We think they're going to run. They come out and pass.
Second down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
There's an audible called on the line.
Norwood again, good cutback move. And about 8 yards up to the 48-yard line. We continue our starting lineups, and let's take a look at the Tennessee defense. Mapu starts at left tackle, and this is a group that has gotten better and better as the season has gone on. And Greg Jones is a late replacement for Mondre Dickerson, who was suspended by head coach Philip Fulmer. There's your linebackers and the secondary, which will be eventually tested this afternoon. And there's Jones starting in the line. Third down, Norwood read it well. Good defense, busting through. And the Vol defensive front makes the play to start this opening drive.
Boy, and Bill, when you want to stop a dive play, what you do is get great penetration. Kevin Simon, the linebacker, comes over the top. Number 5 there just drives him back. They got a great, there was no push up on this front line, not by the offense. Look at this. Good sticks in the hole, and you can see him meet him at the top of the arch, drive him back, brings up 4th down.
Jackie Sherrill not happy with the beginning there. Jared Cook will punt. Puts it away, and it's a low liner and returnable at the 20-yard line, across the 25 to the 30, and all the way up to the 43-yard line. Mark Jones, who can play everywhere for this Tennessee team. 37-yard punt and a 24-yard return. And now the senior Casey Clausen will come in. Look at the record as a starter, 31-9. And when you look at his road record, now I know they're home today, but 13-1 on the road. And he is having a good senior season for Philip Fulmer.
Well, I really like him. I think he's got all the things that I would want in a quarterback. He's under control all the time. When he leads his team, he never gets excited. He gets excited when he has to, but when he needs to be business, he is business. I really like the way he leads it. And so does Randy Sanders, the offensive coordinator.
Vols' first possession offensively, they're at their 43-yard line. And they'll run it on first down with Houston, and he has tripped up and dropped at the line of scrimmage. We continue with our Chevy starting lineups, and there is Banks. Jabari Davis will get some action. Offensive line, there's some pretty good heritage there with Michael Munoz starting at left tackle, and Aaron Sears will start at right tackle today for Sean Young. 2nd and 9 as Clausen has his team at his 44. First pass, nearly picked off. Jason Clark had a chance to make a big play, but could not hold on to the football. And let's take a look now at the Bulldog defensive front. And Tommy Kelly is a good one. In fact, he leads in 5 defensive categories for Mississippi State. That was Jason Clark who made the play, along with Swain and the secondary. Odell Bradley with 2 interceptions this year.
And Bill, this down is so important to Mississippi State. You want to stay in a big game like this, you got to turn the football over, give it back to your offense.
Going with 4 wides, 3 to the top of your screen and out of the shotgun. Oh, and dropped. Pass intended for Mark Jones goes incomplete, so that's a play you got to make. That would have been a first down, and Philip Fulmer not happy with that.
Jones did a nice job. He's going to curl into the open territory right there, right at the 10-yard marker. It just hits him in a bad place, the hands. But you've got to help your quarterback. That has been one of the problems that Casey Clausen has had this year. Dropped passes.
Colquitt will punt for Tennessee. Nick Turner is back deep for the Bulldogs. Nice high kick. Turner at his 10. And good special teams coverage by the Volunteers stop the Bulldogs, and they'll start their next drive inside the 15-yard line. 47-yard punt and a 4-yard return. So we're just early in the first quarter. Each team with a possession, no score in Knoxville. Back in Knoxville, each team with a possession, no score, and a penalty on that return by Mississippi State. So they're pinned back at their own 6-yard line, where it will be first down and 10. And they're going with tight ends on each side. One running back is Jarius Norwood. And he's got the football and nowhere to go back to the line of scrimmage. Dave, you watched these guys last week, and they got in trouble in this type of situation.
Well, they sure did. They had the opening play that went, it was 3rd and 16, went down and scored, and that really hurt them. Then they came right back on their possession. They were backed up, Bill. They turned the ball over on an interception, and from there out, it was lights. Just lights were out for them. They need to have positive things happen. They need to move the chains, get a first down or two, get some spirit on this offense, and know they can have that confidence.
John Chavis, the defensive coordinator for Tennessee, and he really says his guys, because of injuries last year and just getting back to play this year, his guys are just finding a good groove right now. Fant has some time. Oh, my goodness, and it's a bomb incomplete, and the intended receiver, Justin Jenkins, was tangled up with a defensive back down there.
Yeah, they just ran into each other and nowhere. Fant, as you can see him using his hand, they're saying that's a go pattern on that. Oh, we have a player down.
Yep, we've got an injured Carlton Neal, number 46.
Well, you don't want to see that.
Yeah, we had just mentioned the fact that, last year, in fact, you told me this yesterday, and you said this to Philip Fulmer, you thought his best coaching job was last year with the ton of injuries this Volunteer team had. And this year, even John Chavis said, knock on wood, we've been pretty healthy, and now they got a guy down.
Well, it really felt that way. I thought that Philip and, of course, John Chavis did a marvelous job to keep their team in contention all year long. They had injury after injury, and I'm not talking about nicks and bumps, which are common this time of year. I'm talking about season-ending injuries. Good to see him up.
Yeah, Neal is on his feet and slowly walking over to the Tennessee sideline. So now you got the Bulldogs in a 3rd down situation, and they have not been very good offensively in 3rd downs. 30.8% this year. But Dave, a lot of statistics, you can throw all kinds of numbers at people. Big reason they're at the 3rd downs is because they've been behind so many games. Teams know they have to throw.
Absolutely. Look for that little dart in, that little post pattern. They might be able to find Jenkins or Ray Bivens. But Tennessee knows that pattern very well.
Shotgun formation again. Quick toss over the middle, and it's caught by McKinley Scott. He's up near the 15-yard line, but that's going to be a yard shy of a first down.
That's that pattern that we were just talking about. It's a little post pattern. You come off the line, try to drive the safety back, and then make that dart inside. If the backer doesn't step up in there, it's just an excellent call. You come off here and just come right inside here. See, right in there, and wait for the safety to come up. He was really close to making that. Burnett was the one that missed him.
Cook to punt, and Mark Jones awaits the kick for the Volunteers. Good kick this time. Jones is 38 to midfield, and finally dropped at the 45 of Mississippi State. Clarence McDougal makes the tackle. 47-yard punt and a 16-yard return. So now the Vols back on offense.
And Bill, I was just going to say, so many times the defense is what sets up the offense. Defense came out, made an excellent stand there for Tennessee. They kicked it. They got great field position.
And we got one of the Mississippi State players shaken up, Tommy Farrell.
Boy, and they're thin in that position. Farrell plays tight end, number 89. They were hoping to get Aaron Lumpkin back, number 87, this week.
So Tennessee, great field position. The Bulldogs 45-yard line, first down.
Big series. You want to take advantage when you get good field position.
Quick out, pass incomplete, and nice read there. Pass intended for Tinsley, number 20. But it was Clarence McDougal, number 29, who read that play beautifully. And now Clausen 0 for 3 throwing the football in the early going. It was interesting listening to Ron Cooper, defensive coordinator for Mississippi State. He said the first thing we did this week was show these guys the Miami film of Tennessee winning. That's like showing a root canal before you go in to see the dentist, isn't it?
Absolutely, except you get their attention. You realize they're playing well, and then you make it the importance of the game.
Houston that time thought he had something outside, but then good pursuit by Marvin Birdsong, number 32, along with Jermaine Johnson.
Boy, nice cut right here by Cedric Houston, number 21, but nowhere to go when he gets the outside. Mississippi State there makes a good recovery. They get back in there. Birdsong comes back up, turns it back inside, and gets help from Johnson.
Houston has 618 yards coming into the game today. He had 2 160 games, 161 against Fresno State, and then 160 against Marshall, first 2 games of the season.
Boy, this is where Clausen really needs to come through. He needs a completion.
Bulldogs rush 4. And open, and the ball is caught. This is Swain, and he's down around the 17-yard line. 25-yard pass play and a huge third down conversion for Tennessee.
Well, it all starts with the offensive line. Given time, you don't see any penetration. Look at Clausen just sit back there, come off his primary receiver to his secondary receiver, Jason Swain. Nice route right here. You drive him off and then circle right inside. You see him circling right there? Just a perfect route. Find that little seam in between the deep and the shallow zone.
A little motion at the line by one of the defensive linemen, Lenny Day, but no flag, and Clausen very patient. First down play. Touchdown, Tennessee! Chris Hannon, 19-yard pass play.
And Bill, what makes that play work is that the safety does not get over there to help. The safety's got to help on that inside. Again, Clausen just sitting back there, finds that little dart inside. The safety does not get over to help, and he just takes it in for a score. Nice work by Casey Clausen.
17th touchdown pass this season. The extra point by Wilhoit is up, no problem. So Tennessee takes advantage of very good field position, starting at the 45 of Mississippi State, and they've got 7 on the board. 7-0 Vols. Back after a word from your local stations.
And Bill, we can look at that last play quickly. What happened on the play was the fact that he got no help up front. Good block up front. Look at a little fake pump right there. Now, you run that dart inside, you got to be expecting the safety to come over to help. The safety wasn't there.
Turner back upfield, pounded at the 22-yard line. Houston can not only run the football, he can play special teams.
And you know what's amazing? He's the starting tailback. Look at this hit. Cedric Houston, he just runs him over. You know, you see that more and more in college football. You use your first team players. They're your best athletes. So, hey, you got Nick Turner returning punts. You got Cedric Houston covering kickoffs.
And I think you know, how do you make an NFL team in your first couple of seasons?
On special teams. You better believe it. I can tell you a lot of the great players that I played with made it strictly on special teams and then proved that they were great players.
This is Turner. Good speed outside. That's a first down and a few more. Nick Turner, sophomore from Atlanta, Georgia, turns the corner, left side, 13 yards, Bulldog first down. And Dave, here you go. Here's a Mississippi State team that has struggled. And when they get down, sometimes you think it's all over. This is a great time for this offense to answer the Tennessee score.
Absolutely. What they did is they locked on the inside. They were able to get that outside cut on the linebacker, just hold him in there and allow Turner to bounce outside. Turner's got great speed, as does Norwood. If they get out in the clear, they're very dangerous.
Turner this time keeps it inside, and he's got himself a nice run up to the 42-yard line. Let's take a look at our Aaron's scoreboard, and Lou Holtz with a 2-spot on the board in the first quarter against Florida, and the Tennessee fans watching that score closely. Miami trying to rebound from last week's loss to the Volunteers. You know, as this game goes on, we'll get into this SEC East title race, and you need a slide rule
had to figure it out. I'm going to let you handle that. You know everything you want to know about that.
2nd and 4. Turner. And they keep going to the workhorse back, and he is just shy of the first down. That was Kevin Simon who helped make the tackle for him for Tennessee, and it's going to be a 3rd and 1 for Mississippi State. The Bulldogs came in 2-7, and these teams have been just total opposites as far as their seasons have gone. Tennessee won their first 4, lost 2, then they're on a 3-game winning streak. Just the opposite for Mississippi State. Opened with 4 defeats, won a couple, and then have lost their last 3, and they need to convert on 3rd downs now.
And Mississippi State attacking that left side, the right side of the defense. Gone at them 3 times in a row. Here they come again.
This is the option. They get it out to Turner. Good pitch. And that's a 1st down. Fant waiting until the very last second, and he got it away.
Well, you have to come down the line on an option play. You come down the line and you try to read that backer right there. When he closes like that, you toss the ball. Great catch there by Turner, then get upfield. Good pursuit by Tennessee, but the result was a 1st down. That's what Mississippi State needs. And really interesting, we don't see Kevin Fant run a lot of that option play down the line.
So Jackie Sherrill mixing things up here on this drive for the Bulldogs, who trail Tennessee here in the first quarter, 7-0. Tight ends on each side in this formation, but it'll be a throw for Fant. With time, downfield it goes. He's got Turner at the 25. And down to the 21-yard line. Nick Turner with his 14th catch of this season.
When Turner's got such great speed, he's so dangerous coming out of the backfield. Bill, what he did on that play, just circled out of the backfield, went down the sideline, and just came out of the backfield, and you see Fant looking all the way back, and he throws it over the defensive corner's head. That is just an excellent time, and that's the first time that you've really seen, that's the first time that we've seen Mississippi State get a lot of time to pass. Interesting, he was being covered by a defensive end out of the backfield. Must have been second back out of the backfield.
Norwood is now in as Turner gets a breather. 1st and 10 Bulldogs at the 22. And here's Norwood. He's got a big hole on the left side. And wrapped up and tackled by Jason Allen, number 18.
And Bill, 1st down is so important. You don't want to get in that 2nd down and 7, 8, 9-yard situation. If you do, if you're Tennessee. But if you're Mississippi State and you can get in that 2nd down and 4, 5-yard situation, it allows you to do so many more things.
Tennessee on the board on their 2nd possession, and now the Bulldogs trying to answer. More than halfway through the first quarter here in Knoxville. That's Jenkins, the wide receiver, at the bottom of your screen. But Norwood's got the football. Trying to run hard, forget it. Tackled in the backfield. Good defensive play by Jason Allen again. 2nd tackle he's been involved in.
And you've got to have your safeties play strong in this defense. Wilson and Campbell are good to come up. They make good tackles up in there. You come up and fill and slide. Burnett, number 2, does a good job on the play, too. Slide to the hole. Just get in there and be big. I really like his play, number 2.
8th play of this drive coming up for the Bulldogs. It's 3rd down. And about 7 for a first. Shotgun formation. Fires. Oh, great catch over the middle. Touchdown to Justin Jenkins. Davey had all kinds of time to throw, and Jenkins went up high to grab it.
I want to tell you, when you need something, you go to your best player. This is an outstanding throw and an even better catch. Watch going up high. Good concentration. Look that ball down in, and he goes in untouched into the end zone. But what a catch. Great concentration. That's what you want out of a wide out.
17th career touchdown reception for Jenkins. Brent Smith will try the extra point. And he's got it. Well, that was a huge drive for Mississippi State based on their previous games this season. So we're all even here in Knoxville. 5:48 to go, tied at 7. There's our score here in Knoxville, tied at 7. And now the Jiffy Lube well-oiled machine scoring drive. 8 plays, 79 yards for the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. Jenkins with a 19-yard touchdown catch, and we're all tied. Brent Smith kicks off. And that hits the end zone and will go out through the end zone. Tennessee ball at their 20-yard line.
Bill, an interesting thing on that last play. This is Jenkins. He's going to come down and make the post pattern. Watch when he makes the post pattern, but watch Wilson in the back. He thinks he's going to intercept it. He jumps up. He didn't come up and hit him. He actually thought he was going to intercept the ball.
Whew.
Unbelievable.
Let's go down on the sideline again to Scott Przwanski.
Hey guys, more on Justin Jenkins. You know, he was recruited out of high school as a quarterback, wide receiver, defensive back. They weren't sure where he was going to play. I think they found a home for him. If you need a big play, you certainly go to Jenkins. He is third all-time on the receptions list at Mississippi State. He now has 17 touchdowns for the year, for his career.
Mark Jones on the receiving end of that Casey Clausen pass, and he's got the foot in up at the 34-yard line, and that'll be a quick first down for the Vols.
And Bill, one follow-up to Justin Jenkins. I saw that he was one of the few players that talked to the press after last week's pasting, and he said, if you don't love the game, you don't play the game. I love the game. I'm going to play the game, and I think he really motivated a lot of players. Great competitor.
So Clausen trying to answer the Bulldog drive. They'll fake the reverse. Deep down the middle of the field. Incomplete. Fans want a flag. James Banks, the intended receiver. They're not getting one. Odell Bradley covered for the Bulldogs, and the fans don't like it.
James Banks is just such a multi-talented player. This is that one where you hide the ball. He's got good inside position on Bradley. Watch Bradley's hands. He goes up. Whoa, that's close to being an interference. And Banks turns around and says, hey, wait a minute, where's the flag? But Banks, boy, what a talent he is.
And quarterback against Mississippi State a year ago in the meeting between these two teams. That was his freshman year.
I remember that game very well. Casey Clausen had his foot in a cast, and Banks came in and led his team to victory.
A little reverse around to Tinsley, and Tinsley breaks the tackle. He's got a first down at the 46-yard line. 12 yards around the corner for Tinsley.
Yeah, but it was 12 exciting yards. Man, that's not a normal 12 yards. Inside handoff. Watch Tinsley breaks the tackle there. Here comes another one he breaks. There he jumps over top. Now he comes inside, picks up the first down. Wow, super play. There's the inside handoff on it kind of actually shuffled past it. But look at Tinsley. Once he gets it right there, that was a neat move come up there.
From the 46 in Tennessee territory. Davis, and he's got a few yards right up the middle to the 48-yard line. You know, you look at the receivers on this Tennessee team. You know, Banks is a sophomore. Hannon, who caught the touchdown earlier, is a sophomore. A lot of young kids. The future bodes well for whoever takes over quarterback here.
Absolutely, and you see the way he runs with the football, both hands in there. That's Tennessee, Randy Sanders type of offense. You hold that ball, they just do not make mistakes.
And the total yardage so far, fairly even. Play action. Swinging the intended receiver, took a little pop there. And talk about the young kids as receivers. There's Jason Swain, a freshman, out of Huntsville, Alabama. 13 catches coming into this game today.
I wondered if this was the right route when I saw Clausen at the end. You see when he put his hands up there? That's not right. You're supposed to do an out and up or something, a different route. Now when you get back in that huddle, you tell him, say, hey, listen to the call, run the play.
Four wides in the game. Third down. Clausen feeling some heat. Oh, great catch. Weaving through traffic to the 39-yard line. C.J. Phaeton.
Boy, what a dangerous pass. Ronald Fields had great pressure on Casey Clausen. Runs him out of the pocket. You see Fields coming in there. He's got good pressure. Get him out there, and watch this. Just find somebody. He throws back against the grain high, and Phaeton makes a good catch and picks up that first down. That's the way you keep drives alive. And you know what's interesting? Clausen just was not happy with himself. I think because he had to run. He had to scramble out of the pocket. He's a drop back, sit in the pocket quarterback.
Good for 12 and a first down. Big third down conversion for the Volunteers now at the Bulldog 39-yard line. Davis swinging around the left side, carries a couple of tacklers for a few yards down to the 35. Well, you know, both coaches were talking about running the football. Well, the heck with that game plan for both teams. I mean, they've been able to throw the ball today.
Well, they have been able to throw the ball. Casey Clausen getting a little bit of pressure, which is what Mississippi State wanted. But Mississippi State, they don't need pressure in Fant's face. Mississippi State needs to get pressure. This is a well-conceived, well-orchestrated drive. Second down, about 6. Nice situation to be in. You've got 2 downs to make it. You're almost in field goal territory.
With 4 wides again in the ball game, and just a 3-man rush. Now Clausen's in trouble. Does get the ball away, and a diving catch at the 28-yard line. Troy Fleming with a nice catch. He was just trying to find an opening there as Clausen scrambled, but that's good enough for a first down.
You know, I've not seen Casey Clausen scramble this much in a long time. Come up in the pocket, see a little pressure come out here, but what a nice adjustment by Troy Fleming. They really like his hands, and look at Clausen. He throws that ball almost sidearmed. Now he had his wideouts going deep. Look at there. He's got one up there for sure, but he underneath throws it underneath. Golly, 2-on-1 defender. That's not going to win.
And Clausen making a change here at the line. 1st and 10, Volunteers, 28-yard line of Mississippi State. Another catch at the 19-yard line. Back to Mark Jones.
Boy, and this offense that Randy Sanders, the offensive coordinator for Tennessee, is running is kind of surprising me. I'm with you, Bill. I thought that they would pump it, just pound it in there. But Clausen makes a nice choice here. He's got him wide open, good control of the ball, get that foot down in bounds, pick up yardage, brings up 2nd down and 1. See if he'll go for the end zone. And
the drive so far, as we come into the final 2.5 minutes of the first quarter. 2nd and 1, Davis. The J-Train's got a first down and plenty more than the 12. And a flag is down at the line of scrimmage.
You got about 99,000 people holding their breath here because it was a nice run.
Well, it's offside against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's the one where you line up in the neutral zone. You see Philip Fulmer say, nope, we don't need that. Jackie Sherrill's just going, boy, I wish that had gone the other way.
Offsides on the defense. Penalty is declined. The play made a first down.
That's Steve Shaw, our referee for this afternoon's contest. And now Tennessee at the 12-yard line of the Bulldogs. That's Davis in the tailback spot behind the fullback. And another audible at the line for Clausen.
Boy, that's the value of having a senior quarterback who can make those decisions.
Plenty of time, floats it. Touchdown, Derek Tinsley. Yards, the magic number on a number of plays on this drive, and the last 12 good for a score. Clausen's 2nd touchdown toss of this game.
And he did not want to go to him first. He wanted to go to Mark Jones over the middle. He found Tinsley on the last part of the play. He came off his primary receiver, which was on a post pattern, and went out to the fade. And they're pounding the Bulldogs.
Boyd's extra point is up, and it is good. So our last 3 possessions, Tennessee a touchdown, Mississippi State a touchdown. And Tennessee has answered with another score of their own.
Yeah, I love these defensive struggles.
And we'll return after these messages from the SEC. For all young fans, SECkids.com is the place to be on the internet. You can learn about your favorite schools and athletes, and more importantly, play some really cool games. SECkids.com, the new sports website for kids from the SEC. Wilhoit ready to do the honors again for the Volunteers. We're still in the first quarter. Frederick this time. Breaks the tackle, keeps his balance, and finally gets drilled at the 27-yard line. Well, Casey Clausen on that drive was 5 for 5, 54 yards. An impressive drive for Tennessee. And that'll be up to the Bulldogs to see if they can answer again. And there's the total on the drive. 11 plays, 80 yards.
Boy, and if you're Casey Clausen, you love it. If you're Phil Fulmer, you love it too. An interesting call the way Casey was coming out there. It's a call, a check with me. What you do is you just say on 3, check with me. You run to the line, you see what the defense is, and then you actually call the play. We call it an audible, but it's a called play on the line of scrimmage.
Play action, bootleg right. And down goes Fan at the 22-yard line. Kevin Simon chased him down.
Well, and I really enjoyed talking with Kevin Simon yesterday. He's an old Bay Area kid from out in California. He uses that speed. Look at this. You run down a quarterback and you just jerk him down for a loss. That's great speed. They love his range. They just think he's a real leader on this team, only a sophomore.
And that is a sack, the 21st this year for the Tennessee defense. For Simon, he's got now 4.5. And he's also the leading tackler on this team, showing us why there.
Big down for Fant here. You got to find a reception.
Turner dodges 2 tackles, tries to turn the corner with the stiff arm, and now we've got a flag. And we might have a face mask against the offense.
Yeah, I think that's the call. Face mask. Now, is it the one where you use the flagrant one where you use the tackle? Did Allen use it, or did he? Well, let's take a quick look at it. Maybe we can see whether he uses the face mask, the tackle, or is it the inadvertent one where the hand just goes in the face mask? No, he kind of held on there for a couple seconds. We'll hear.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense.
That's on the defense.
15-yard penalty.
I thought he stiff-armed
automatic
him.
First down.
But it was the defensive player who grabbed his face mask.
Well,
right
look at that. You see how the offensive receiver, he can put, the returner, he can put his hand up in the face mask, but you can't use it to tackle. Fans didn't like that here.
Well, typical home crowd.
Yeah. Boy, this is a place, if you like college football and you love fanatic fans, this is a marvelous venue.
Jackie Sherrill, 13th year with the Bulldogs, 26th overall and final season as a head coach in college football. Norwood's the lone running back, and that's a penalty, gave him a big first down. Oh, Fant dropped the ball and has to fall on it. Back at the 33-yard line.
Fant just never got a handle on the ball. He just never got the ball up clean. When the ball came up, you'll see him pull his hands out, and the ball was never up there. It was a low snap. He did a smart thing getting on the ball. But this is what has been Mississippi State's problem all year, is that they get in second down, 15, 16 yards, and now you can tell that those offensive linemen, defensive linemen, they're going to come after you with a vengeance.
Our final minute, quarter number 1. Shotgun formation. See how many Tennessee comes with 4. Fant rifles it. Oh, nice catch at the 45-yard line. Ray Bivens calls it an 11-yard gain, and it's not a first down. Mississippi State needs about 4 more to keep this drive going.
Boy, this is a nice pass. Right at your screen, you're going to see Bivens on the slant. The ball's thrown behind him. Good concentration. That is really hard for a receiver to reach back behind his body and come down with it, but Bivens does it. Nice job. That's what they need. Big plays like that.
24 catches coming into this game today. Add 1 more. Shotgun on 3rd down and 4. Blitzing from the outside. The throw. Oh, and it's almost picked off. Kevin Burnett might have had 6 if he would have held on to the football.
Might have. I think that was a sure thing. John Chavis looking up at the replay going, oh, brother. It hit Burnett right in the hands.
Well, 15 minutes in the books here in Knoxville, and it's been an offensive showcase. We'll go to the second quarter. Tennessee 14, the Bulldogs 7. The second quarter here in Knoxville, and is 14-7 Tennessee. Cook will punt. Turner back deep for Tennessee. Nice, they're going to let it go. Oh, will they go out? Wow, and inside the pylon.
I think it bounced over it. Wow.
55-yard punt. Oh, that would have been something had it gone out inside the 1-yard line. We're going to get another look at it.
Yeah, watch that. Oh, it looked like, yeah, it went right over top of it. The official, look at the official in great position to make the call. You see it goes right. Oh, yeah, it does. It does break the plane. The official right there to make the call.
Bill Rosinski along with Dave Rowe. Scott Przwanski's on the sidelines today. Todd Manhattan producing. Gary Clem, our director. Jimmy Rayburn watching. I think he's
taking notes. Taking notes.
First and 10. Tennessee now going the Riverside of it. We'll get into that a little bit later. Switching sides, pass. Caught, Turner. Up to the 30-yard line. Let's take a look at our Gatorade first quarter statistics.
Well, interesting. Mississippi State staying in the football game, able to rush the ball a little bit and able to pass the football. I mean, those are good stats. Time of possession certainly in Mississippi State's favor. The score obviously in Tennessee's favor, but Mississippi State staying in the football game, able to move it on offense.
2nd and 1. Houston turning the corner. Got the first down. He was able to get a couple up to the 32-yard line.
You know, that's just a 2-yard run, but I want to tell you something. Cedric Houston, when he gets that football and he puts that shoulder down on you and you're a defensive corner coming up, you get a shock because he just rips you with that. Watch how hard he runs, makes the cut to get to the outside, and watch his right shoulder puts it down into that defensive back. Knows how far he has to get. Just an excellent player. I really like his style.
Clausen will put it up, and he's got some time. Caught at the 50-yard line. This is Jones to the 48, and another Tennessee first down. Boy, Clausen is just red hot throwing the ball.
Well, he's got time to sit back there and look downfield. He comes off a primary receiver into the secondary receiver, finds Jones on that little crossing pattern. But look at the time. Stand back there, stand back there. Now find him on that little seam across the middle. And Jones takes, I should say Clausen, excuse me, Jones takes a shot.
In the Bulldog territory at the 48. Swing out here to Houston. One-on-one, avoids the tackle at the 44-yard line.
Boy, that was a good catch by Houston. Did you see that one hand?
Yeah, it was Houston.
One hand
Great
out
catch,
there.
yeah.
It really was. Now that tap in the helmet, that means I think I need a little break, Coach. I've carried the ball the last 2 times. And Philip Fulmer, he says, just hang in there just another minute.
He's going, what are you telling me? He says, I got Jones will play 50 snaps a game.
I know. 30 on offense and 20 on defense.
Second down. Quick out far side swing. By a tackler. 2 tacklers. Flag on the play. And he's down to the 22-yard line.
And Jason Clark may have gotten a face mask on the play. I saw a late flag come down. Clark was really hustling hard to the ball, number 40. It's a good route by Swain. Just drive him off now. Get the ball. You got a little bit of cushion. You make them pay right there when they give you too much cushion. And you see right there, number 40 coming over top, Jason Clark.
Mask against the defense. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
So not only the game, but the extra 5 on the penalty. And now Casey Clausen has hit 11 in a row.
Well, Mississippi State's going to have to make an adjustment, or Casey Clausen's going to eat him alive like he is, because they're not putting pressure on. They're only running 3 up in there. 11 straight completions. That's pretty strong.
Well, he's going to try and make it 12 in a row. And he's going to end the streak as he just throws it away. I mentioned Casey Clausen's career here, and on this play, good defense.
Yeah, it was good defense. What you do is you jam James Banks and stay with him. That's great coverage right there. He's not going to catch the football. Clausen was running away and just had to dump the ball out.
Yeah, I talked with Clausen a little bit yesterday after their walkthrough, and he said he just kept thinking back. He had a great sophomore year, disappointed his senior year has not added up to those type of numbers, but boy, he's having a great afternoon here in the first half. They're going split backs this time, and they got 2 wide receivers bottom of your screen. Clausen throws, and it's caught, and it's Banks. And it'll be first and goal, Tennessee at the 5-yard line. 13 yards on that pass play, right with the coverage for the Bulldogs.
And Mississippi State gambled on it. They brought both their backers inside. Their strong safety went to the weak side, and Banks was out there one-on-one with the corner. They all picked up, gave Clausen time to look downfield and find him, and he found Banks for that first down.
And not only has he thrown the 11 in a row, but he's hit 8 different receivers as we check our Aaron scoreboard again. First down goal, Tennessee from the 5-yard line. Little fade, right corner, and it's incomplete. Hannon, the intended receiver that time, and the Tennessee fans down there wanted some kind of holding call or interference against Odell Bradley. Odell said, forget it, folks.
Well, Bradley was just, they were just one-on-one. They were just nose to nose. Bradley was just going to jam him, and Hannon, I should say, has got that height. You'll see it on the right of your screen. That's a fade. You throw it way up high here, trying to allow your receiver to come because he knows where the ball's going. They were just jammed up in there. Hannon says, you're going to do that to me. Now see if they don't come right back at him.
And a late substitution by Tennessee, and they decide that better take a timeout, talk things over. 12:07 to go. 14-7 Tennessee. Tennessee with the football. Second down and goal from the 5-yard line. Again, same play. Fade. It's up for grabs, and it's incomplete. Banks, the intended receiver. Now there's a flag.
Oh, boy. And, you know, I thought Clausen would come right back to that same play because he knows the outstanding ability of Banks to go high. Now, what you do is you just throw it up high. We talked about that. Allow your receiver to get, you're actually thrown to a piece of the end zone. I just thought that was good defensive coverage by Bradley. There was a flag on the play.
Steve Shaw.
Pass interference against the defense in the end zone. Penalized from the previous spot to the 2. Automatic first down.
And Jackie Sherrill doesn't like that call at all.
Well, I saw the play. Let's watch the play right here. Now, show me the pass interference. There's the hand. Well, he did put that right hand up on him, but that really, you know, that's kind of a tough call, but I'll go with the official. Good position to make the call. You live with it.
Now first and goal. Davis, touchdown. Volunteers, Jabari Davis. 6th rushing touchdown this season.
Boy, and they love Jabari Davis down here. He can just smell that goal line. He's Mr. Short Yardage, Mr. Goal Line, and he just finds that little seam and darts in. Good push up front. Watch that offensive line. Push up there now. Look at him. Just look for it. He sees the seam, just kind of darts through it. That's awfully tough to stop.
It was almost like he was going to try and jump, but he said, why? I don't have to.
Well, he's got some great players up front, and Cody Douglas and Wells and Herrera in the tight ones, Munoz, and of course we talked about Sears. So he's got a strong offensive line, all 300-pounders, all great run blockers.
Wilhoit's extra point is good. So an impressive drive again for Tennessee. Their last 3 possessions have resulted in touchdowns. That drive, 9 plays, 80 yards, and a far cry from what Tennessee's game plan was a year ago against Mississippi State. Last year they rushed for 232 yards against Jackie Sherrill's team in a win. But that, of course, again, was with James Banks at quarterback. Now you got Casey Clausen, and Dave, he's been picking them apart.
Oh, he has. You talk about that 11 straight passes, and Mississippi State's got to gamble. They've got to bring some pressure on him, maybe from the edge, maybe up the middle, somebody to get him out of his rhythm. But right now, if you're Mississippi State, you say, hey, you have got to drive the football. Almost 12 minutes left in the first half. You're down 21-7. You don't want to give it right back to Tennessee. If you're Tennessee and Casey Clausen saying, hey, get the ball back for us. Well, Jackie Sherrill, he's still mad about that play. He took off his headset and kind of slung it a little bit.
And there is the drive we just mentioned, Clausen's numbers. And Tennessee now with a 2-touchdown lead, 21-7 over Mississippi State. Wilhoit will kick off. Fred Reed is 5, Nick Turner 7, back deep for Mississippi State. Turner at the 6. Coming back to the middle of the field. Looking for some blocks. And a lot of running east-west. And he gets up to about the 29-yard line. Well, once again, the Mississippi State offense, Dave, in a situation where you want to keep their defense off the field for a while. Get a long drive going, eat some clock up, get some points on the board, get back in the game.
Well, the one thing that's important in a situation like this is don't leave your game plan. You had a solid plan coming in here. You were going to run the football, tackle to tackle, try to burst outside, use the little slants. Kevin Fant and company, they need to stay with that game plan. If you're Tennessee, it's time to put pressure on them. See if you can disrupt them. Get in the backfield.
With Darnell Jones as the running back, he's normally a fullback. Turner's a slot near side. And here's a pass for Turner, and it's incomplete. And good coverage in the secondary. Wilson was back for the Volunteers.
Boy, and Wilson, number 8, has been incredible. I mean, he has just played outstanding. Already has 4 tackles in this game. I love his play. They say he is just playing the top of his game. I think it was John Chavis, the defensive coordinator, said he may be playing the best of any back that I've seen here at Tennessee, and that's some pretty good company.
Sure is. Norwood back in at the tailback spot on 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. And he's got the football. Turned the corner, then he just ran out of room along the Bulldogs sideline, out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
Maybe a clip on this play. Well, that's a pretty good hand right there. They got Lumpkin. Now, what happened on this play is that Norwood ran out of bounds. You see he's going down the sideline. And watch what happens here. He gets hit, but he looks like he's in bounds. Right there, he's out of bounds. Now, you're going to see he's going to get a late hit right there. That's a pretty good hit, but I can honestly say that Kevin Burnett thought that he was in bounds. John Chavis saying, what do you mean? We can't let him get down the outside. John, very animated, very intense coach.
3rd down and a big one here for the Bulldogs. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers top of your screen. Low snap. Fant with the slant, and it's caught, and I don't know if that's a first down or not. Bivens makes the catch. It'll depend on the spot, and it looks like he got it.
Boy, he's going to need a good mark to get it. Bivens really makes a mistake on the play. You've got to drive off and get the first down yardage. And Bivens comes up a little bit gimpy. He got hit. Looks like it's down in the ankle. But Bivens, good catch in there. But again, you've got to drive off. You've got to know. You're looking at that flag. You've got to know where that first down yardage is. So when the pass is complete, it is a first down.
And he is in a lot of pain. And finally, the officials are blowing the clock down just so they can assist him off the field and pick him up and take him off.
Maybe we can see this place. Bivens is underneath. Now, see right there, the first down yardage, he's got to come off the ball and get a little bit deeper. Good sticking right in, and you can see his leg split right there. You see how his leg split?
Oh.
That was Simon who hit him, Kevin Simon.
Play action. Oh, and Jenkins couldn't hold on. It'll be 2nd down and 10. 104,223 the attendance here in Knoxville this afternoon, and they have braved some of the elements. Although the rain we expected, not too bad.
Nah, it's not going to rain today. It's beautiful. It's Raider weather. That's what it is. Come on.
Yeah, overcast, which is what it is in Oakland these days.
Yes, both on and off the field.
Fans numbers 5 to 10. Probably a passing down here. Nope. Running play. Norwood, big hole. Breaks a tackle. Sprinting down the field. And finally hauled down at the 30-yard line. Jarius Norwood, once he broke that tackle, 32-yard run deep in the ball territory, and now he's shaken up.
Boy, they fooled him. They ran it. Boy, he makes a nice cut right back there to get inside. Now, break the tackle. When you get tackled from the back, I think what happens, he falls on his ankle, and Norwood may come up gimpy with a sprained ankle. Look right there. You see him limping. That's tough to get hit on the back of the ankles, but he gave him a spark. Keep this drive alive. You've got to come back. You want to stay in the football game? Got to move those chains, as you said, Bill.
All right, so you got Turner back in at the tailback spot. Fant ready to go here. Play action, nice block. Oh, pounded, that's a fumble. Big pileup, but I believe Tennessee's got it. Fant was drilled, and it is Tennessee football.
I think it was Mapu who stuck him. I'm talking about sticking him. This is pressure. He's got him right there in his face. Right there you see. But look at Mapu just drive through him like a tackling dummy. Just ran through him and just take. Oh, boy.
And Fant is hurt as well. So 3 consecutive plays.
He's limping.
And the ball was recovered by Greg Jones. And now we've got a flag over on the far side of the field. And I think one of the assistants for Philip Fulmer was yelling at somebody on the sideline.
Warning, Tennessee. That's the first warning.
Yeah, you got to stay behind, stay off the field for one.
Mapu really stuck him on that play.
First down and 10, Tennessee. Riggs with the football. He has a few yards up to the 38-yard line. Well, 3 consecutive plays for Mississippi State. They lose Bivens to what looked like an ankle injury. And then Norwood after a big run, and then Fant on the last play.
Yeah, and when you're fragile, and that's the term that you use, you can't lose the stars that you have. Jackie Sherrill will tell you right off, they need those 3 players. But now it's time for your defense. If you're Casey Clausen, however, you know you've got over 9 minutes and 40 seconds. You've got a lot of time. You don't want to make a mistake.
Trying to set up a screen pass, but it's not going anywhere because Riggs got tied up. He couldn't even get out there, the running back. And now we've got another flag, and I think they're going to call this intentional grounding.
Great quarterback pressure there. Delwan Robinson getting that pressure up the middle. Let's see what the penalty is.
Intentional grounding against the offense. The ball did not cross the line. Lost it down at the spot of the foul.
It is a screen pass, and you'll see Delwan Robinson. See him come right up there. Now the ball has to get to the line of scrimmage. You can see that's just thrown away. Doesn't make it to the line of scrimmage.
No, the other problem was the guy who was supposed to go get the football, Riggs, ran into his own offensive lineman, Cody Douglas.
Well, a big down right here if you're Mississippi State, a big down if you're Tennessee. Tennessee does not want to give the ball back because they'll give Mississippi State good field position. Mississippi State, they need a great rush. Get some pressure on Casey Clausen.
They have to get up to the 45 for a first down. Big rush. Here's the center screen this time. Upfield is Larkin. Keeps going and then brought down at the 32-yard line. Good open field tackle there.
That was a good heads-up call there by Casey Clausen. That little center screen trying to break it, but good recovery by Mississippi State. Tommy Kelly, boy, he's a powerful man.
Well, there's a good stop and helped by that intentional grounding penalty because Tennessee had 3 possessions in a row where they marched down and scored touchdowns.
Well, I think Mississippi State's playing with a lot of enthusiasm. Last week, they quit. They just stopped playing. But now,
Colquitt got it away, and I think did a little bit of acting there. Nice run back upfield, still down the sideline. This is Nick Turner, and we also have a flag down at the 30-yard line in Bulldog territory. So you had fans hoping for a roughing call on the punter. No flag there.
They didn't call the roughing. Let's see if we can see it.
They got him in the behind there. And
well, now wait a minute. That was a wave. Gosh, I've patted you on the back harder than that.
38-yard punt, 33-yard return. However, there's a flag.
See if that's in the hand in the back.
There was no foul on the play.
Wow.
There was not a block in the back. He got him in the front.
He heard me.
So, 33-yard return. Mississippi State with the ball when we come back after a word from your local stations. Bulldog ball at the Tennessee 37. And Fant remains the quarterback after getting pounded the last time he was out there. Norwood's got the football. He's back in the game. We got helmets flying all over the place.
This is a fun game. That's where he's saying hello to the fellow player across the way. Hi, how you doing? I'm going to knock your helmet off.
So it'll be second down coming up. And it'll be 10 yards to go for a first down. Well, here, Dave, you want to take advantage of field position.
Absolutely.
You don't get these opportunities that often.
Well, your defense held. You got good field return position on the return yardage. You've got to capitalize. And if you're Kevin Fant, you can't make a mistake. If you're Tennessee, you've got to come after him.
Going 4 wides out of the shotgun. Volunteers come with a 5-man blitz. Fant throws. Oh, and it's incomplete. T. Millon's the intended receiver. Let's go down on the sideline. Scott Przwanski with our all-tell sideline report.
You know, Bill, it's been a journey to say the least for a defensive tackle for Tennessee. J.T. Mapu, just the second week into the season, his brother was hit by a car in broad daylight by a driver who fell asleep at the wheel. This in his home state of Hawaii. Mapu went back to Hawaii to check in on his brother, see how he was doing. He actually came away inspired from talking with his brother Daniel. He was more focused academically and more focused on the football field as well. And according to his defensive coordinator, he has been the difference the last 3 games for this Vol defense.
And a big hit moments ago on Fant, who will throw now. Swings it up. Ball knocked down. Great defensive play. Carlton Neal, number 46, got his hand on it. And we'll see what the Bulldogs will do here.
Boy, and I like watching Mapu. I watched him in number 99 getting good pressure in there. Force the quarterback out of that pocket you see there. And then you see 46, Carlton Neal, get that hand up. That ball tipped up. Neal almost got himself an interception. Boy, this is going to be a field goal if they make this one. 54 yards, is it?
Yeah, 54 yards for Brent Smith. He has made 52 and 53 yarders.
Needs a lot of leg on this one.
He's on the way.
Oh, he's got the leg.
Well, it's outside the left upright, though. No good. Well, he gave it a shot. 54-yard try, and no good. So Tennessee will come back with good field position. They've got the lead, 21-7.
Oh, Anthony Munoz, old buddy of mine, and his wife, Dee Dee. Watching their son, Michael.
Left tackle for the Tennessee offense, and Clausen wants to throw on first down. Deep down the sideline, no good. Intended for Chris Hannon, and pretty good coverage there.
Yeah, I told Anthony one time, Munoz, I said, it's a good thing you played on defense and I played on defense.
He had a good O-line coach with the Cincinnati Bengals who was with the Carolina Panthers for a while, and now with the New York Giants, Jim McNally.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's the 3 possessions in a row we talked about earlier. Tennessee driving for scores with the punch sandwiched around him, and now it's up to this Bulldog defense to keep the balls off the board. Just a 3-man rush. Clausen leads it downfield. Oh, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, James Banks. Really should have caught that. Got popped in the back. And I actually thought Clausen could have run with that.
Yeah, I did too. I'm going to go back and tell you now, Anthony played, I should say offense. Anthony played offensive tackle. See, I was a nose guard. So I played against Max Montoya. But Anthony Munoz played out there, and that's what I was telling him. Good thing you didn't play against me. And there's Michael Munoz. Great guy. Jay, what a fun player to talk to. And there, my friends, is one of the best that I have seen play. He was outstanding.
3rd down now. 4 wides, 3 to the top of your screen as Clausen sets up. It'll swing outside to Houston. And good defense there by Darren Williams, number 22. He knocks the receiver out of bounds, and it'll be 4th down. So, Dave, we were talking during the break about a missed opportunity for Mississippi State on their last possession to get into Tennessee territory, come up with nothing. Another good stop by their defense.
It really is, and they're playing with a little bit of motion. It's good contact there. Get them out of bounds. Bring them up short. And I'm surprised, and I know Casey Clausen is, the emotion that I see this Mississippi State team playing with. Last week, I want to tell you, 38-0, they folded their tent and went home when adversity struck.
Cole quit punting again. Way up in the air. Monster boot. Turner. Watch out. Look out. Turning the corner. A lot of speed. And he runs out of room. And where do they mark him out? At the 42-yard line. So Nick Turner, another nice return. Owens finally forces him out. 47-yard punt and a 43-yard return. Jackie not real happy there.
Not real happy. I mean, he was burning the ears of the official on the sideline.
And our Chick-fil-A nuggets of today's game. And Mr. Colquitt, part of a family deep in tradition of punting here at UT. And you can see those numbers. Boy, they not only all played ball here, but all about the same numbers, too.
Boy, I know. That's what I was looking. Look at the averages. I mean, we're talking about tenths of a yard difference.
Look at this, 4 in a triangle, top of your screen, shotgun. New quarterback in. Norwood makes the catch. Flags are flying. This is probably an illegal formation. Omar Connor was in at quarterback.
Well, Omar Connor is a great talent. Great talent. John Chavis is saying, wait a minute, they ain't going to do that. They're not going to run Connor out there, but Connor is the heir apparent. You see illegal motion, maybe an illegal formation.
Yeah, they had 4 receivers in a triangle to the right of the quarterback. Steve Shaw.
Illegal formation, 6 men on the line of scrimmage on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
4 penalties, 20 yards against the Bulldogs here in the first half.
And Bill, they call Omar Connor the energy of this team. He's the future, just a freshman. They love him. Jackie Sherrill said somebody's going to get a great talent in Omar Connor.
Fant now back in at quarterback. Tennessee with 6 at the line. Fant, oh man, he wanted to hand off, but too many orange jerseys back there. He wanted to give it to Norwood, but forget that. Corey Anderson was right in his face.
Boy, this is just jamming at the line. Just excellent play right there. Just come up. Corey Anderson, 51, had that corner, just turned everything back inside. And Fant looks like he's a little gimpy. He's not moving around like a quarterback should. He's just not bouncing in the huddle. He's a courageous kid. Courageous kid. But he looks like he's hurting a little bit.
2nd down and 17, and again the shotgun with 2 wides on each side.
This is where, if you're Tennessee, you want to make them pay. Get them in this situation and capitalize.
Fant scrambling. Now he'll throw, and this time it's caught. Justin Jenkins on the receiving end. Not much of a gain there, about 3 up to the 45-yard line.
Boy, great quarterback pressure. Constantine Ritzman, he just runs them down. And when you're hurting, watch number 6. Ritzman he just comes down there. Wow. Pressure from the front, pressure from the side. You see Fant, you see that look on his face. You can just see that look that where it's hurting him. It really is.
Turner's in the ball game. 3rd down, about 7.
Comes pressure.
Fant's in trouble. Fant's going down at the 35-yard line. Wilson right in his face, and Fant had no chance.
Wilson is the strong safety, and he just comes right up the gut here. You see him right in there. He's just going to come right up, keep on working. Does a good job working through the block, and he just keeps on getting to the football. We talked about him playing with a vengeance. That's the vengeance.
3rd sack for Tennessee in this game. Jones back deep. He's going to let it bounce in front of him. Now he'll pick it up. And here it comes. Well, not a bad return up to the 33-yard line. Well, this game has settled down a little bit now, where the offenses were having it their way. 42-yard punt and a 9-yard return. And now the defense is feeling their oats a little bit. And now, Dave, here you go. 4:18 to go in the half. Tennessee on top by 14 points. And here's where you want to use the rest of this clock in the first half.
Absolutely. You want to run that football. You want to control the clock. If you get in scoring position, you score, but you don't want to give it back to Mississippi State. But Mississippi State cannot trade with Tennessee. You can't trade touchdowns or trade 3 and outs, because eventually Tennessee, they've got great talent, and they'll take advantage of it.
Ricks is the tailback. Colquitt changing his call at the line. Draw play to Riggs. And up to about the 38-yard line. Brought down by Marvin Birdsong. Dave, let's talk about the audibilizing. You mentioned a little bit earlier when you talked to the offensive people for Tennessee. They looked at so many different defenses that Mississippi State had to use. They really didn't know what to expect today.
Well, Mississippi State is a scheme defense. They come out last week. They came out with a 4-2-5. They're using a lot of that this time. So what you do is you come up to the line. If you're Casey Clausen, you see what the front is, and it's called check with me.
And Clausen's going to leave it out. He was avoiding a sack. Got good pressure from Ronald Fields. And Clausen with a great job just to get rid of the football. No flag, incomplete pass. Third down coming up.
Good pressure here. You keep on working if you're a big man. Tommy Kelly, Ronald Fields, just keep on working. Number 93, he gets them. Kelly in there. They flush him out of the pocket. And you can see Clausen come off his primary receiver right there. He sees the hand in his face. Now he's got to bail out. Does a good job of throwing that ball out of bounds and avoiding about a 6-7-yard loss.
Clausen's gone 115 consecutive pass attempts without an interception.
When this is a big down right here, you don't want to force it in, make trouble.
After they get to the 43 for a first down. Clausen will scramble. And a pass. Oh, it's caught! It's caught, I believe, yes. What a marvelous catch by Jason Swain on a tip ball. First down Volunteers, 14-yard pass. Clausen avoided the rush, and then it was Swain.
Boy, good blocking here is what makes the difference, and it's right in here, right there. You see that block coming back in there? I think that was number 7, Douglas. Again, watch Douglas come right back in here. Get up off the ground, make a block. But what great concentration. It was tipped up front. Odell Bradley, he never had a chance, but what great concentration.
Double him up on first down. Davis trying to turn the right side. Oh, a nice defensive play brought down by Tommy Kelly.
Boy, Kelly wows him. I want to tell you something. There's a man with great talent. Hasn't played a whole lot of football, but he's got good range. He's got good speed. They talked about him getting his motor going all the time, and he has had it going. I'll tell you, the last couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, he has played strong football for Mississippi State.
Out of Jackson, Mississippi. As I mentioned at the outset of the broadcast, he leads in 5 defensive categories for this football team. And gets another tackle there. Shotgun formation for Clausen. Again, he avoids the rush, stepping up. Now he's going to run the football. Clausen diving down to the 38-yard line, and depending on the spot, that should be a first down.
And Bill, I'm not sure. I think Clausen actually looked over at the sideline to see where the flag was, because when he dove, he knew exactly how far he had to get, put the ball out in front of him to stretch across, try to stretch across the line. Heads up play, Casey Clausen. Again, pressure. You got Kelly in his face now. Come up in here and watch him kind of look over to the left to see that marker. And you see him move that football out in front of him, just in kind of slide in there feet first. He knew the distance he had to make.
So they'll stretch the chains. I believe this is a first down, but we'll get an up-close look here.
Ooh, that is close.
It is a first down.
You were right. Boy, that's the difference between winning and losing, is inches in this football game.
Take a look at our Aaron scoreboard again and look at South Carolina at the half. And Miami maybe still hungover from their loss last week. Carolina led that game 14-0. Georgia Tech coming back. First down call for Clausen. Oh, no pressure. Time. Far sideline. Up top it goes. Caught. Is it a touchdown? Yes. Marvelous catch by Mark Jones. 38-yard hookup. He beat Wright. But what a toss by Casey Clausen.
A perfect toss by Casey Clausen. Just a perfect toss. Sitting back there, he's got no pressure. See him come off his primary. Look there, and he just throws that thing about as far as he can go. And watch Mark Jones never break stride. Just comes right down with the football right along the end line. Right along sideline, I should say. Outstanding connection.
Extra point try is good. And now Tennessee with the foot on the throat of Mississippi State, leading 28-7.
When you talk about concentration, look at Mark Jones looking back. Now he's got to get one foot down. Great concentrate. Oh, you know what? I'm not sure he got that foot down. Wait a minute. I might have to look at that one more time. I thought it was right on the sideline. I'm not sure about that.
Well, Jackie Sherrill, you don't want to look at that.
Well, I want to take one more look. How about it? All right, now let's watch. All right, now this. All right, he's got the ball there.
There's
left
the
foot.
foot.
Oh yeah, absolutely touchdown.
Yep, good catch.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you, the cameramen, they don't miss a thing, do they?
Beautiful job.
Yes.
And Jones in this game, 5 receptions for 90 yards. Great camera work there, and he did get the left foot down. And it is now 28-7. Tennessee on top of Mississippi State.
How would you like to be an official, have to make a call like that? I mean, you know, you've been in this game a long while. Boy, they do an outstanding job.
Well, you know what? There's 104,000 of them who think they can do that job here today in this stadium.
You're right.
Here's your scoring drive. But more than half of those yards on that last play. Wilhoit will kick off.
If you're Mississippi State, you need something positive to go in the locker room with. You traded punches, but now you've taken a couple shots.
Reed and Turner back deep for the Bulldogs. Turner at his goal line, turns around and coming out. Gets a couple of nice blocks and another. No flags, and he's up to the 22-yard line. 22 yards on the return. Jason Mitchell makes the tackle for Tennessee, so now here's what it sounds like on the return. So now this offense hard pressed. You're down, and this is a situation this Mississippi State team has been in time and time again this season. Double tights. Here's back to pass. And that ball is caught by Justin Jenkins, and he gets out of bounds at the 38-yard line. First down, 16 yards on the pass play.
Boy, that was good pickup. The fan had to enjoy that one. Quarterback dropping back. You want to see what it's like to play in the SEC. Look at that. Big protection up front. And Jenkins just comes out of there, just pops out on that little out pattern, picks up first down yardage. Doesn't use it, don't have to use a timeout to stop the clock. That's a heads-up play. They just need something positive, Bill.
Yeah, Bulldogs have all 3 of their timeouts. A minute 34, as you can see, time remaining here in the first half, and they have a first down. The shovel pass. Oh, my goodness, that was almost picked off by Greg Jones. Tried the shovel pass, and Jones was just knifing through from that defensive tackle spot. And again, he's playing today because Mondre Dickerson, their starting right tackle and a good one, was suspended for this game.
Look at that penetration. He's right there. He almost gets that ball. I mean, that was close. I would like to have seen Greg Jones. He's a big 300-pounder. I would love to have seen him run with a football. That's a lineman's dream. And Kevin Fant says, what happened? He got knocked down. There he is.
Second down. A little swing out to Turner. Gets a block. And then he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Rashard Baker makes the tackle for Tennessee. And now let's see. We do have a timeout called by Tennessee, because it's 3rd down 9. So Philip Fulmer wants the ball back again.
Oh, yeah. Either that or the punt block.
Bill Rosinski, Dave Rowe here in Knoxville, and we've had an offensive show. We expected a lot of running today, Dave, but instead both teams have been throwing the football, and I'll tell you what, Casey Clausen is having a great game.
Yeah, he started off slow, but then all of a sudden he hit that 11 in a row, and I mean, he has burned them since that time. And what a wonderful pass that time to Mark Jones, right down the sideline.
So So, and here is Tennessee. Now you would think, we'll let them run the clock out and go ahead by 3 touchdowns at the half. But Philip Fulmer knows. Yeah, I tell you, he told us he's waiting for his team to play a full game this year.
Yeah, and that was really interesting. Exactly. He said we've played good in spurts, but we haven't moved. We've either played great on defense as they did in the Duke and the Miami game, or else we've just kind of played good offense, but we've never played a complete game. Well, Kevin Fant's got enough stains on his uniform. Look at it. He's got green on the hip, on the shoulder. He's taking a pounding today.
Well, here's the 3rd and 9 call for the Bulldogs from their 39-yard line. A bad snap, but he came up with it. In the middle, Jacobs got it. Trying to get the first down, plenty more. Here to the Tennessee 41-yard line. Justin Jenkins makes the catch, 19-yard reception. So now the Bulldogs with a chance to keep this drive going. And they still have all 3 of their timeouts.
And Dave, what made that work was Kevin Fant's adjustment in there. He had pressure. He stepped up, never took his eyes off downfield, and found Jenkins on a little crossing pattern. That's what they need to do more of.
So fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs. 2 wides to the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom. Fant pumps, feeling some heat. Now swings it out. Turner breaks 2 tackles. And he'll stop the clock getting out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Boy, what a great effort by Nick Turner. And he was the safety valve that time for Fant.
Boy, a lot of pressure on Fant, but he doesn't take his eyes off downfield. You see he's going to step up, come around there, and he's got more pressure, finds Turner out there. Now, Turner makes a couple things happen, breaks a couple tackles, uses that straight arm to get downfield, get out of bounds.
6th play of the drive coming up for Mississippi State. There's their situation, time remaining. And they still have all 3 of their timeouts.
Boy, 40 seconds is a long time when you have 3 timeouts. See if Tennessee doesn't come with pressure.
Another swing to Turner this time. Racing for the sideline, and did he get the first? Boy, went right to the marker at the 32, and that should be a first down.
Ooh, that's close.
Down to 33 seconds.
If I was Turner, I think I would have gone about 6 inches farther.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the play.
Because the chains are on the other side of the field, the real chains, and sometimes these guys on the opposite side don't have that marker in the exact spot.
Yeah, you see the official marking it right there with his foot.
And he could have easily gotten an extra yard.
Yeah, just put his head down and still gone out of bounds, stopped the clock. Ooh, and you know what? You were absolutely right. No. See, if he puts his head down right here, I mean, you're coming up on a defensive back or linebacker, you put your head down right in there and just fight to get it. He goes out of bounds, and that marker right there, that red flag, is what they think is the first down. He came up short.
Yeah, because the official marker in this half was on the Tennessee sideline.
Now you've got 3rd down. You've got to make first down, so you've got to waste a down here, and you waste precious seconds.
Quarterback keeper, and Fant does have the first down to the 31-yard line. So the first down will stop the clock as they unpile.
Now, if you're Mississippi State and Jackie Sherrill, you've got 29 seconds. You can throw a couple times to the end zone, maybe try to get a crossing pattern, get on one-on-one break where you get some separation. If you're Tennessee, you're going to put pressure on them. You're going to come after them, knowing they're trying to make the end zone. John Chavis is an expert at that.
And first timeout now used by the Bulldogs, and they'll talk things over. They'll have a first down at the 31-yard line. As you can see, there are 2 timeouts in 29 seconds. They have a great field goal kicker, but they don't want 3 points here. They want to get in the end zone. So, yeah, you're kind of, what kind of options do you have here? We'll get into that in a second. Coming up on Saturday at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central, Georgia hopes to keep its SEC championship hopes alive as David Pollock and the powerful Bulldog defense try to contain Kentucky. The Wildcats are led by quarterback Jared Lorenzen. Will try to spoil the Dogs' chances. Bulldogs and Wildcats fight it out in the Jefferson Pilot Sports SEC Game of the Week. Saturday, 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central.
And Bill, you talk about your options. Here's your options. You've got a couple chances. You've got the timeouts. That really helps. If you can pick up 10, 12, 15 yards with a pass play, you call timeouts. You've got 2 shots to the end zone.
So here we go. 4 wides again in the game. Turner is lined up there just to the right of Fant, the quarterback.
Tennessee, look at that defense. Everybody's standing up.
And a bunch coming. There's a slant. Oh, it's picked off. It's intercepted by Wilson and tackled at the 27-yard line. The ball hit the receiver almost in the back. Connor. And there was Wilson. Great concentration to pick it off for Tennessee. And with 21 seconds to go in the half, another opportunity for the Bulldogs goes up in smoke.
1 down lineman. And watch Connor. I almost thought the ball was thrown behind him. He didn't even see the ball. Look at him. He's looking around. And what happened? Great concentration, as you said, by Wilson. Wilson's been all over the place. 6 tackles, a sack, an interception now. And Kevin Fant, he's just saying, man, we had a chance to get back in this football game, and they've given it back.
Well, now Tennessee lined up like they'll take a knee and settle for this score at half. So the Tennessee defense answers the call again. And the teams head to the locker room. Casey Clausen, 16 of 26, 231 yards passing in the first half. So he's been the big key in 3 touchdown passes as Tennessee leads 28-7 at the half. Back down to the sideline, Scott, Phil Fulmer.
Coach Fulmer, I bet you're really pleased with that last stop there.
Well, the last stop I'm really pleased with. I didn't want them to get any points. Our defense has played really well except for that one series. And, you know, we got to come back out and put a second half together. This is the best first half we probably have played all year offensively, so as far as production.
Casey Clausen, did you expect to be able to pass that well?
Yeah, Mississippi State hasn't been a very good pass defense this year, you know, statistically or any otherwise. And, you know, I want to run the clock a little bit now and throw the football still, but we need to run the ball some.
Okay, Coach, go get in the locker room. That's head coach Philip Fulmer. His Vols out in front of Mississippi State, 28-7. More halftime festivities coming up after this.
Back at Neyland Stadium, 104,000 plus on hand, and the fans wearing the orange today, enjoying things so far. 28-7 over Mississippi State. Bulldogs will kick off to start this 3rd quarter of action. It's Corey Larkins, 23, waiting for the kick, and here he comes. Dodges 1 tackler. And up to about the 21-yard line, and we have a flag on the play as well. And while we check on that, let's see what the flag is for. Our referee again this afternoon, Steve Shaw. That's him in the white cap. So let's see. Long discussion here.
Yeah.
And finally, one of the Bulldog players telling us it's against Tennessee.
During the return, illegal block in the back against the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st and 10.
All right, let's go down on the sideline. Scott Przwanski has Jackie Sherrill.
Okay, guys, Coach Sherrill, what do you say to those guys in the locker room? Keep them inspired here in the second half. Keep playing hard.
Well, we gave up some big plays, but we also turned it over. You know, that realistically, I think probably the score should be 14-14, but it's not. Just have to come back and play and not give up the big plays.
Okay, that's head coach Jackie Sherrill. Back up to you guys.
Davis carries on 1st down for Tennessee and to about the 13-yard line. And unfortunately, Dave, giving up the big play, that has been the story of Mississippi State all season long. They'll make plays defensively and then all of a sudden give up a big one.
Well, they're a defensive scheme type of a defense where they take chances. Last week's game, 3rd and 16, they came up and they blitzed on it. Should have called out of the blitz. Ron Cooper, the defensive coordinator, told us he made a mistake. They paid for it with an 86-yard touchdown. But they have played a lot better today, a little bit more inspired football.
Again, Davis turns the corner. 30. 40-yard line. And finally dropped at the Mississippi State 45.
Boy, Troy Fleming got a great block on Mulwiney, T.J. Mulwiney. Fleming is that lead blocker right there. You see him on the left of your screen right in there. He got that block. That's what sprung Davis back inside, and he made him pay. Davis does a great job out in midfield. Look at him cover that football. But you've got to credit Troy Fleming. Watch that block right there. You kick him out right there. Look at the hole back inside.
42-yard run from the Bulldog 44. This is Riggs with the football. And finally chased down from behind at the 38-yard line.
Boy, Philip Fulmer's right. They want to come out and establish the run. They're doing it now. They're not a great outside running team. This team doesn't have the speed to get outside. But tackle to tackle, Philip Fulmer will tell you we can run inside. They've got the big lineman up front, and they can just pound you. That's the Tennessee football bill that I'm used to.
That's Riggs in the tailback spot on 2nd down 3. And that's Riggs with the football. And again, he's got room to run. And he's got a first down at the 30-yard line. Darren Williams in on the tackle for Mississippi State. Now, this is a Bulldog team that's given up 467 yards a game.
Boy, I like the adjustment right in there. You see the adjustment by Riggs to get to the outside and then turn, just get every yard you can. It's so important if you're a Tennessee running back. Yards after contact, what do you do once you get hit? Do you just fall down or do you stretch for that extra yard?
Blitz coming. Clausen buys some time in the end zone. Oh, and it's dropped. He had Tinsley in the right corner. Good throw, and somehow he just plain out missed the football.
Well, what happened is Tinsley had to turn all the way around, but it started with a great move by Casey Clausen. Watch this. He's going to get pressure from the left side, then steps up in the pocket and looks downfield. Marvelous throw, but Tinsley had to turn all the way around. See, when he turned all the way around, he just got his eyes off the ball. Boy, Casey Clausen's going, oh, man, that's one he should have had.
2nd down and 10 for Tennessee. They're at the Mississippi State 30-yard line. Cedric Houston back in the ball game. Clausen wants to throw down left corner. Got it all. Here's a touchdown to Chris Hannon. His 2nd of the ball game. 30-yard strike, and Casey Clausen continues his marvelous afternoon.
Boy, Clausen was great with that height. He throws the ball way up in the air. This is the exact, almost a similar play to the left this time. And look, watch the trajectory of the ball. Look how high it is. You let your receiver come back and look for the football. He's got his eyes on it. And Hannon, boy, he has really stepped up his game. Just a sophomore.
Here's the extra point. No problem for Wilhoit. Tennessee 35, Mississippi State 7. Football fans, register for your chance to win $1 million in the Bell South Kick for $1 Million contest. One lucky fan will be given the opportunity to kick for $1 million during halftime of the 2004 Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in Atlanta on January 2nd. Log on to jpsports.com to register, then start practicing your field goals. Bell South, listening, answering. Well, Dave, I'll tell you what, Jackie Sherrill worried about the big play. He saw another one.
Yeah, he did. Interesting. You've got to get good protection by your offensive line, and look at him. Nobody really getting penetration. Now you throw the ball. You see how high it is? And Hannon, he just uses that speed. It's a breakaway go pattern. He comes down the field, drives off. Once he gets even with the secondary, he explodes. And when he does explode, he's looking back up high for the football, just looks it right in. And Hannon with his 2nd touchdown catch.
And Jackie Sherrill wondering what's going to happen next.
Well, it's been so hard for his players because last week I told you they folded their tent. They stayed in this football game. This series right here will show if they're going to what they are made of. Do they stay in this football game, compete, or do they just wrap it up?
Wilhoit into it with the right leg. Nice kick. Turner for the Bulldogs. And brought down at the 29-yard line. Brandon Johnson makes the tackle. 25-yard return.
I can tell you one thing, that man right there, Nick Turner, number 7, he's not going to give up. He's just a sophomore. He's getting a lot of playing experience. He's the future of this Mississippi State team. And that young man is a competitor, as is Jarius Norwood, number 12.
Yeah, Turner came into this game 3rd in the SEC in all-purpose yards. He averages 124 a game. Norwood's got the football this time and able to get up to the 31-yard line. Let's talk a little bit about the situation with the Bulldogs. Jackie Sherrill announces a few weeks ago after their 2nd win that he's not coming back. He's retiring. Since then, it has been downhill for his football team, and obviously the kids are shaken up. But talking with some of the folks from Mississippi State here at the game today, they expect they may name a head coach on Thanksgiving night, which would be something special for them.
Yeah, I think Larry Templeton, their athletic director, has got a short list, but they had 180 people apply for that job. Different names coming in. That shows you how high this program has been elevated over the years that Jackie Sherrill has been in charge of it.
Fan quick out, Jenkins, and he is wrapped up and dropped. It was a good catch, but a good tackle as well at the 35. Well, Jackie Sherrill has not lost his passion for this football team or the game.
You think he's not intense? You think he's just playing out the string? No way. That man is intense. He's always writing down things. I've really enjoyed the years of doing the SEC because I like the way he always times the punter. He always does different things like this as we see one of the Bulldogs being taken off the play. That's Richard Birch, number 77, the big offensive tackle. But I've always liked the way Jackie Sherrill, he looks at the punters. He times how long it is, sees if he can get a block. He's always watching things. He's always writing things down. He's never out of the football game.
And after last week's loss, he said Monday and Tuesday he had his kids in pads this week, pounding away to get their attention on the game at hand. Here's a big 3rd down for the Bulldogs. From their 35, they need 4 to keep the drive going. Good snap defense. Well, he threw the ball, and is the flag coming out? Yes. Well, he had Norwood, who was kind of drifting to his right with him as he scrambled right, but he decided to throw the football. Got some good pressure from Harrelson.
You know, he looks back behind him to he sees Ritzman, number 6,
intentional
coming.
grounding on the offense. The ball did not cross the line. Lost him down at the spot of the foul. 4th down.
Boy, Fan has had a day. Look at his jersey. I mean, look at all the green on the back of his jersey. He has taken quite a few shots. His shoulder pads pulled up, his jersey's pulled down. That young man's been under a lot of pressure.
Ball didn't cross the line of scrimmage. There are his numbers, and he's taken some pounding, too. Oh, the punt is blocked! It's going to be falling out in the end zone. They're going to say 1-yard line. Blocked by the Volunteers. So it gets even worse for Mississippi State.
Boy, and sometimes when you make a block, it's an incredible block, and that's what this is going to be. This is just one hand out. I mean, we're talking about coming in there and just putting one hand out there. Look at that, one hand. That is just an incredible play.
It was O.J. Owens, number 29.
Boy, he again, watch right of your screen. Now watch the hand come out. You see the arm right there? He just got his right arm out there. The ball just hit perfectly on it. I don't know that they were so much in the block as it just was good penetration.
1st and goal, 1-yard line, Tennessee. Davis over the top. And he's in. Touchdown, Volunteers. 2nd rushing touchdown for the J-Train. And all of a sudden, the game that was close in the 1st quarter has started to slip away from Mississippi State, and now the Avalanche is coming here 41-7 as the Bulldogs fall behind after a big turnover, blocked punt. And now the extra point.
Well, you can't trade punches with Tennessee. They're too strong. You can trade with them for a couple times, but they'll make you pay because they can drive the football.
Extra point hangs in that right, upright and good. And there's a lot of second half to play. 10 minutes, as you can see, in 46 seconds. And Tennessee on top by a score of 42-7. Jackie Sherrill said, we don't want to give up big plays. Oh, well. Well, James Wilhoit is getting a workout today, kicking off for Tennessee. They lead Mississippi State 42-7. We still have 10:46 to go in quarter number 3 here in Knoxville. Nice kick, good kick. Nick Turner decides to take a knee, and that's probably a wise move.
Well, Bill, we've reached a point in this game where if you're a player from Mississippi State, you have to realize that the next coach in is going to look at this game. The last 5 or 6 possessions have not been good. A punt, a fumble, they missed that field goal where they had a chance. They got down in good field position, had the interception, and this just blocked punt. It's been an avalanche for Kevin Fant.
And he's back out there, Jackie Sherrill. Hoping to see something good here in the third quarter. Norwood is the tailback. Fant's got to throw down by this many. The tackle, it's tipped in the air and goes incomplete. The announcers for this game are selected and compensated by Jefferson Pilot Sports. This broadcast is a copyright presentation. Any use of this broadcast without the express permission of the Southeastern Conference and Jefferson Pilot Sports is prohibited. And glad you're with us here in Knoxville today.
Yeah, did you see Fant holding that right arm?
It's sore.
It has to be. Well, look at the green on his jersey. He's been on the ground a bunch. But he's a competitor. Came back this year and just had a marvelous attitude.
Second down and 10. Mississippi State at their own 20. Norwood. Nowhere to go. Wilson with a nice solo tackle. Let's talk a little bit about the players' attitude, because you talked about how they kind of went in the tank last week against Alabama, and you know, we've discussed this before the game. If Jackie Sherrill's leaving, which he is, even though these kids are thinking, oh, we got nothing to play for, you're right. That next head coach is going to be watching the tapes of these games, seeing who showed up when you had a 2-7 record.
And it was interesting. Justin Jenkins, number 8, the wide receiver, said, if you love the game, you'll play it. I love the game, and you can see it in his play. They just need everybody to just step up, play hard, just continue to keep on fighting.
Fant blitz, dumps it off to Norwood, who slips on the turf and down at the 11, and that play wasn't going any place anyway.
Boy, now you have to give it up to a hot Tennessee team. You're deep in your own territory. You're going to be lucky if you can punt it past midfield. Philip Fulmer knows this is the time when you start pounding the ball. He's an old offensive lineman. He likes nothing better. For Jackie Sherrill, he's looking for anything good to happen. Just a break, a fumble, an interception or something.
Chris Hannon is back deep to return this punt for Tennessee. Last one was blocked. Cook got that one away. Hannon drops the football and is able to fall back on it at the 44-yard line. 45-yard punt, and obviously no return. So we've got 9:02 to go, third quarter, Knoxville. It's all Tennessee. Volunteers 42, Bulldogs 7. Well, I know he's not listening to us.
You don't know that.
Clausen rolling right on first down. They still want to throw, and it's caught. Downfield, Banks. Banks still going. He's at the 15. Banks to the 5-yard line to the 4. 50-yard gain.
Casey Clausen has been incredible today. He's been under pressure. He's looked. He's found a slant. He found a fade to the corner. He's thrown every type of pass that you can throw. He's found them crossing pattern. That was the most marvelous pass you'll ever see to Mark Jones in the first half. His offensive line giving him a lot of time. That one there, he found Hannon, came right back. And this last one, how about a little roll, little play fake action? When you can run the ball, you can open that play fake. And he finds James Banks on a long one.
Riggs with the football, looking for a hole. Nothing there that time. Robinson makes the stop for the Bulldogs. Well, let me tell you something. You got a 42-7 lead. And, you know, you're throwing the hammer down on these guys.
Yes,
throwing the ball now. Look at those numbers. 311 yards, 4 touchdowns.
And he didn't get a great start. Didn't have a great start.
Second down. And goal. Backs in the eye again. That's Riggs, the tailback. Ball crossing, another fade. Touchdown! Chris Hammond, his third of the ball game.
I think that Tennessee has found a big-time receiver in Chris Hannon. He runs the fade, he runs the dart, he runs the inside pattern. He's run every pattern that they've asked him. He has come down, he's sure-handed. And that young man, just a sophomore, is going to have a lot of playing time.
48-7, Tennessee. And the extra point makes it 49-7. Tennessee. Casey Clausen having a career football game. And we're back after this from your local stations. The pageantry of college football. And many of the faithful still here. Some have left the building. Some are bored, as you can see by the big yawn there. And Tennessee having their way with Mississippi State 49-7. Volunteers. Here's the kickoff. Should be Fred Reed. Nice burst outside to the 40. And Reed to the 47-yard line.
You see flashes of goodness for Mississippi State. Good speed, get to the outside, find that little seam, make it up there. They just have not been able to respond, moving the chain since then. But I got to tell you real quick, I saw Roy Kramer, who our former commissioner, downstairs, and it's the first time I've seen him since he retired, and I want to just wish his wife, Sarah Jo, who's was a dear friend of ours while we've been involved in SEC football. She's recuperating from a little surgery and want to wish her well. She's watching the game on television. So way to go, Sarah Jo.
All right. You think the Bulldogs are going to throw?
I think they have to throw.
Yeah. Vance got a little bit of time. It's picked off at the 28-yard line. Heath. Marvin Mitchell, number 40, picked it off.
And Marvin Mitchell's a backup linebacker, middle linebacker, and he's running straight on coverage down the side. He may not be a backup after this coverage. He's got the back out of the backfield, just turns around. Look at those great hands and concentration. And he's covering, he's covering a fast one. He's covering Nick Turner out of the backfield.
And that's Jason Clark's mom. Looking at the clock saying roll. Roll, clock, roll.
Well, Philip Fulmer wanted a full-time game. He wanted it from both sides of the ball. I think he's getting it.
Hand off Larkins, and we got a flag on the play.
Well, football's a funny game. When it's going bad, it's going bad. This may be a face mask.
Incidental face mask against the defense behind the line. The penalty will be 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
For the best deals on cars, trucks, and SUVs, visit your local Toyota dealer today. It's been one big play after another since halftime.
That's the understatement.
And it's all gone Tennessee's way.
Yes, it has. Well prepared for the game. They want a complete game.
Riggs straight ahead. 40, 42-yard line. First down, Volunteers. Well, Tennessee, after this game, they've got Vanderbilt here in Knoxville, and then they finish the regular season at Kentucky, which should be an interesting game. And they're hoping to get in the SEC championship game, but a lot has to fall their way. There you can see what's happened so far.
And you know, one game that really concerns them is that last game, Kentucky. They've gone out and they've outscored Kentucky in the last few years, but they haven't played well at Kentucky. And now you've got a Kentucky team that is solid. They can move the football. They've got a lot of offense.
Quick hitter Houston, who was in at the fullback spot, and he took it ahead to the 43-yard line.
Well, you know, when I played, that was the toughest play. It's a quick hitter, and you get into your offensive guard, and you can't even get off the block before the fullback's already on you, and he just bursts through the line on you.
Yeah, that was Fleming, the fullback.
Yeah. Again, you get in there, you lock up, you see how quickly the ball gets to you. You can't even get off. You see right there, you can't even get off. You're turning around, trying to make it to the play, and you're actually trying to arm tackle, and you're not going to stop these guys by arm tackling.
First down and 10, Tennessee. Running play by Fleming. Down near the 40-yard line. It'll be second down, 7 yards to go. And I would be really surprised right now, Dave, if we see Casey Clausen throw another pass.
Well, I wouldn't. No, I would be too. You know, there's a lot of pride amongst these players here, and you're not trying to hurt their feelings. You're trying to win a football game. But I think Philip Fulmer right now wants to practice tackle to tackle, inside running. If they have to bounce it out, great. He knows he's not a great outside speed team, but just pound it. Use those big offensive linemen, drive it off there.
No, you're right. He's going to throw outside right to Swain. And a first down to the 25-yard line. Before that, he had 316 yards passing. He gets 13 more. So that'll give him 329. His career high is 362. Back down to the sidelines and Scott.
Guys, you know, University of Tennessee center Scott Wells is one of those special individuals. He and his wife gave birth to a son just 36 hours before the game with Miami last week. Scott was there for the birth. He was also there for the game in Miami and had a near perfect game. You know, the Wells haven't had a chance to develop any pictures of their son, Jackson Wayne Wells, yet. But technology, they've got a picture of the baby on Scott's cell phone. So it is with him everywhere he goes. And hey, a closing note to that too, as the running back goes down the sidelines. I talked to Scott, and as all new parents know, sleep is hard to come by with a new child. And I said to Scott, I said, would you rather have a big block today in the game against Mississippi State or sleep 6 straight hours through the night tonight? And he said, I'd like to take the sleep, but don't tell Coach Fulmer I said that.
Well, what a great story there. And what was this, his 46th straight start for Tennessee today?
Well, you know, great compliment to an offensive lineman. And Philip Fulmer said it yesterday, as did Randy Sanders. They said he's better than we thought he would ever be. When he came here, we knew he'd be good, but he's been rock solid in there. He's very durable, tough kid, and he's anchored this offensive line. That's the compliment I think that most players enjoy.
First and 10. Riggs. Inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And now they're just pounding away. They're just working on the defensive line, wearing down the Bulldogs and working on that clock.
Yeah, and one further note on Scott Wells. Philip Fulmer said this yesterday, said he may be the best offensive lineman we have. Now, you start looking around that offensive line, you got Sears out there, who's a freshman at over 300 pounds. You got Munoz, you've got some great players, but Scott Wells, I just like him. He's an anchor. He doesn't get a lot of stardom, but he is just such a solid player in there.
7th play of this drive coming up for the Volunteers. Another fade. And it's incomplete for James Banks. Well, if the play's working for you,
well, one of the things you have to realize is when Casey Clausen came to the line, what he read was blitz. And his lineman picked it up quickly, but that's the perfect play for a blitz. You throw a fade. The only person that's going to catch the ball is your receiver, because the defensive player's got his back to the ball. So that's just an audible call at the line when you read the blitz.
Clausen with 5 touchdown passes ties his own personal and the UT game record for 5. Where he set a new record. He's going to try here. Plenty of time over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was going after Swain in the back corner, back of underneath the uprights, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by Griffith.
Well, that was good coverage because Clausen had a lot of time to sit back there and look. Now, if you're smart, you kick the field goal in this situation. You don't go for a touchdown. Kick the field goal and give a little bit of pride back to Mississippi State. You're beating them. And Philip Fulmer, he's a person with class, and he does.
Wilhoit's hit 7 of his last 8 field goal tries. Right around 27 yards, middle of the field. Make it 8 of 9. 3 more points added on the board for Tennessee, and they now lead 52-7 with 2:12 left here in the third quarter. Hey fans, now's your chance to enter the Toyota Tundra Double Cab You Pick'em football contest. Just go online at jpsports.com, click on the Toyota banner to register and pick the winners. Weekly prizes will be given to the participant with the highest point total. At season's end, a randomly picked grand prize winner to be revealed on December 8th will receive a new 2004 Toyota Tundra 4-door D-cab truck. The Toyota You Pick'em football contest. And these guys are getting the most exercise in the stadium today.
Yeah.
What's it, a push-up for every point?
Yeah, that's what it is. Every time they come down and score. You know, I saw Todd Manhinnett, our producer, out there practicing that. He hoped that it was only going to be held to a field goal.
I thought he was just bowing at your feet. He was doing that, huh?
Yeah, he was saying, hold him to a field goal. 3 points, that's all I can do.
Well, I got one for you. At halftime, I walked out. I'm going down the hallway there. Some guy walks by and he goes, "Hi, Dave. How you doing?" Now, I didn't know if he was referring. He thought I was Dave Rowe or Dave Neal.
Let me tell you, he would not mistake you for Dave Neal, and he would not mistake you for Dave Bacon. Size, my friend. We'll just call you Dave Rosinski. How about that?
Go.
Got you, Dave.
Another kickoff by Robert Wallace this time. Turner. And up to about the 25-yard line. Ooh, we got a little extra going on there after the play, but once again, the Mississippi State offense will come on the field, and boy, you just look at the scores. As we see a new quarterback in there, Kyle York, sophomore. There are his numbers. He's out of Spring, Texas. He actually got in the game last week, but he had a sore arm last week.
It wasn't from throwing.
No.
And he's got a clean uniform.
And the draw play to Turner. 30-yard line. Still going. Boy, put the shoulder pads down and bounced off a number of orange jerseys, and he's very close to a first down.
Boy, I like Nick Turner. I think he's still running hard. He's one of those ones that the coach is going to look at and say, that young man doesn't have any quit in him. Look at that. Breaking through tackles. Almost breaks through another one into the clear. Returns kicks. He's a tough young man. You're looking for winners? There's one.
York has thrown 22 passes this season, completed 12 for 189. And a pitch, Turner. And no blocking there. He's knocked out of bounds by Jabari Greer. For the best deals on cars, trucks, and SUVs, visit your local Toyota dealer today. Down to 1:14. There you see the time remaining.
You know, I got to bring up that Riverside thing. That was really neat when you asked me about that.
Yeah, we'll get a chance here maybe in the fourth. I'm sure in the fourth quarter we'll have many opportunities.
I don't want you to forget that, because you brought back some memories. The blood got to the back sections of my brain. You're referring to Riverside.
And all goes to Coach Nealon here a long time ago in Knoxville. I'll tell you about it. We have a little time. Here's a pass. Oh, it's tipped and it goes incomplete. Intended receiver is Omar Connor over the middle. Well, we can start this now. You know, and I learned, I watched a lot of NFL coaches at practice, and when they want teams to switch sides at practice, they all say Riverside.
Riverside.
I asked Roman Gabriel, who'd been in the league. You know, Gabe, been in the NFL since the mid-'60s. I said, where did Riverside come from? And he said it was Coach Nealon here many years ago when they would practice, and you could actually see the river, the Tennessee River, right? From the stadium. Yeah. He wanted his guys to switch. He'd say Riverside. This caught on, and every coach uses that terminology.
Yeah, when you said that to me, it just kind of flashed my brain. I'm going, Riverside? What's he know about Riverside?
And there's a pass incomplete by Kyle York, and it's going to be 4th down.
Well, this Tennessee team, and they've got this stadium and they've got great traditions here. Great fan base. I mean, we got a horrible day today. It's cold. It's rainy. I mean, everybody's coming bundled up, but this stadium is full. Boy, this is not what you want if you're Mississippi State. 3 and out. Take no time off the clock.
Cook will punt. And Chris Hannon, he's had a big day already catching the football, will return it. And here he comes. And down he goes. The 37-yard line. 37-yard punt. Fans, jpsports.com has the coverage you want. No one knows the SEC like JP Sports, and we bring the information to you online. Tune in each week for previews of upcoming games, broadcast information, and many other exciting features. jpsports.com, brought to you by the Rechargeable Battery Recycling Corporation. I'll tell you what, Dave, that's the thing. People ask me, what's changed in the business the most for you? It's the internet. The information available. You can go to teams' websites, newspaper websites. New quarterback in for Tennessee, and it's C.J. Leak. Davis carried the football that time and got a couple of yards on the play. C.J. out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And you can see where his brother Chris leading Florida over South Carolina right now in the 4th quarter. Carolina was leading for much of that football game, but Chris is only a freshman there at Florida, has been given the starting opportunity. And based on what's happened at the other big Florida schools, Chris might be the best quarterback in the state of Florida right now.
Well, it's nice to see your backup quarterback get some playing time. He deserves it. You go to practice every day. You're one play away from getting an opportunity, and you sit there on the bench, and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting.
So we've gone through 3 quarters, and boy, did Tennessee take command in quarter number 3. We'll go to the 4th in Knoxville. Tennessee 52, Mississippi State 7. Brzezinski, Dave Rowe, and a cast of thousands here in Knoxville today. Start the 4th quarter. It's all Tennessee. C.J. Leak in at quarterback. Fake the reverse, hand it off to the running back Riggs. Not much there to the 40-yard line. We were talking about C.J. Leak. Went to Wake Forest originally. Was a much heralded quarterback out of Independence High School in Charlotte. And when they made the coaching change at Wake, C.J. left, came here to Tennessee, and actually his brother Chris, the younger brother who's now at Florida, had come here to watch his brother play in a game, and he did start, was taken out, and Chris said, well, I don't know if I'm coming to Tennessee, and he's down in Florida.
And doing very well. We saw that earlier score, Florida against South Carolina.
Well, this time they run the reverse, and it's going to pay dividends upfield. That's Derek Tinsley. And that's a 1st down. Here's a look at our stats through 3 quarters presented by Acura. And what was fairly close in the first half, Dave, all Tennessee after that 3rd quarter.
And incredible. And look at that passing yardage. 330 yards by Casey Clausen. Time of possession is the only thing that Mississippi State is really close in. And Casey Clausen gets to take off the helmet, put on a headset, and act like a little bit of a coach. And those fans are crazy. I want to tell you, I don't care how much extra padding you have. It's still cold here.
Riggs spun around and dropped to the turf. Good tackle there. Chris Swain makes the tackle.
You know, we were talking about Jackie Sherrill and his team and everything, and I thought it quite interesting when we talked to him. I said to him, what was some of your great moments there? And he's had some great football teams. He said that 98 team really was special to me. He said J.J. Johnson, the great running back that he had, was just a superb player, and he's turned a lot of players into the NFL, and he's going to go out a winner, believe me. Great football coach.
2nd down and 10. Larkins takes the pitch. Good burst of speed around the corner there to the 40-yard line. That'll set up a third down, about 2 yards to go for a first down. Well, I think one thing Jackie Sherrill has benefited, he's got some coaches on his staff, and you saw that last shot we had of Jackie on the sideline. There's Curly Hallman just off on the left there, former head coach with a couple of schools. And through this trying time, these guys have been in this position before. These guys know what it's like.
And talking to Ron Cooper, he's their defensive coordinator. Excellent football coach. Great. You talk about motivated. When we talked to him last week, I mean, he was like they were 7-0. And Morris Watts on the offensive side of the football, an old veteran coach with a lot of experience.
Well, a little confusion on the Tennessee side, so they call a timeout. It's third down, about three yards to go for a first down. So Philip Fulmer will talk with his quarterback. 12:09 to go in this one. It's all Tennessee, 52-7 here in Knoxville. Well, there's the brave faithful who've weathered the conditions today, but they like what they're seeing.
I know that lady.
Leak rolling right. Third down toss. That's caught. Chris Hannon again. He's having a heck of a ball game.
I want to tell you, they have found a winner in Chris Hannon. He has to count everything that they throw to him. Leak on a nice rollout, strong side rollout, throws on the run, and he throws a dart.
4 receptions, 69 yards, 3 for touchdowns for Hannon.
That's a pretty good day, I would think.
That's a good month for a lot of receivers. First down play. Larkins with a hole on the left side and barrels his way down to about the 15-yard line.
Well, you know, Larkins got good speed into the hole. That's what you want to have when you get up there and you're running back. You don't want to tiptoe up to the line and find the hole. If there's a hole there, you dart through it. And Larkin running full speed. When he gets the ball, he's not a big guy, 5'8", about 200 pounds, but he just darts through the hole.
Second down and just a couple of yards to go for a first down. Again, trying to turn it outside, and very nice defensive play by Clarence McDougal. And we've got another report from Scott with our Alltel sideline connection. Scott?
Okay, thanks, Bill. You know, you're talking earlier about Jackie Sherrill, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it to you. There are a lot of blank stares here on the Mississippi State sidelines, but Jackie Sherrill has been just as motivated as ever. When he was coming out of the locker room, he looked at me, and you could tell in his eyes he had no quit in him, and he's really been trying to inspire these guys throughout the ballgame despite being down 52-7. There's a reason why he has coached 26 seasons and has 180 wins.
Play action. Equal throw, and it's behind the intended receiver at about the 5-yard line. Justin Reed, number 87.
And people might question why Leak throwing the football. He's just going through his regular preparations. That's what he does as a backup quarterback. He's preparing to play just like he's playing when it's 0-0. Jackie Sherrill saying we need to get after him. Fourth down.
Fourth down, going for it.
Yeah. Why not? You know, a field goal just rubs it in. I'm sure he's going to run the ball. I would be real surprised if he passed the ball.
Now they have to get to the 14-yard line for a first down. Larkins got the first down. And a yard more. Well, it didn't look like it for a second. It looked like the Bulldogs had it stretched out and they were going to make a tackle, but good effort there by Larkins on a first down.
And it was good effort. It was a good burst. He saw that he couldn't get to the outside, turned it back inside, just about knew what he had to make, put his head down. But this is not rubbing it in. Fourth down, the field goal's a sure thing from that chip shot distance. So what do? You run for it. If they stop you, good. I would be real surprised to see a pass in this situation. It would just surprise me, but again, Leak's trying to run his offense. He's trying to get some playing time.
Larkins the tailback. And the fullback at the 5, 2-run touchdown. William Revel right up the gut. Sophomore from Albany, Georgia. Nobody hit him.
Untouched. And it's that quick fullback burst from the I formation. You just give it to the fullback. He finds a little tiny seam, and Revel just finds it and just darts up through there. Nice run. And the sophomore getting some playing time. Look at Casey Clausen. He's just waving at everybody. Just high-fiving. It has just been Tennessee's day today.
That was 14 yards right up the middle. Extra point try is good. All Tennessee, especially in an impressive second half. 9:08 left. Tennessee 59, Mississippi State 7. Well, there's the score.
You know who that is? That's Todd Menhinnitt's father. And that's a die-hard fan.
Turner coming back for the Bulldogs. He's had a couple of good returns today, but not that time. Just up to the 21-yard line.
There he is, right there. Hello, Axe. And where's Todd's mom? She's hung it up. She's gone back to the car. Boy, didn't he look excited, though? I mean, you know, I hate to see. Oh, hey, wait, look out. All right, there's Todd's mom. Now, where's his dad? They don't even
sit near each other?
No. Watch, where's his dad? Come on, Dad. There's Mom. Good. Oh, there. Is that Dad? No. Oh, there he is. He's waving at us. Okay, Dad.
Kyle York quarterbacking for the Bulldogs. Reed turning it outside. 40-yard line. Midfield. And into Tennessee territory at the 42-yard line.
And let me say this, Bill, since I did identify the mom and dad, Todd Menhinnitt, of course, our producer today. Good cut right here. Find a seam, get outside. They wish they could have had a little bit more of this a little bit earlier. This may have changed the football game back when they were trading punches. They just didn't have enough early.
Yeah, you look back in that first half, they had a couple opportunities. Came away with nothing when they got into Tennessee territory. 36-yard run on that play. York hands off to Reed, and there won't be a 36-yard run that time. Pounded in the backfield by Corey Anderson.
Boy, that's a hello. Hello. Speaking of hello,
look at that, Florida. Minute 45 left in that game in Columbia.
And I'm going to let you explain how that figures into the BCS.
Oh, well, they added that they were going to, if there was going to be a three-way tie between Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida, originally they were going to let the athletic directors not involved with those three schools vote. Well, who wants that to happen? You don't think personalities would be involved in that kind of vote?
I think that secret vote would get out quickly.
York going down the sideline. That's caught. Nice catch by Hargrove as he beat the corner down the Tennessee sideline and out of bounds around the 16-yard line. 30-yard pass play that time from Kyle York.
And all of a sudden, Kyle York says, hey, I got some offense. Nice pass. Stay in the pocket. Threw a nice pass. The outside shoulder. Force him to turn around, but he's the only one who's going to catch it. Nice play. Kyle York, of course, just a sophomore. He's one of the heir apparents. Everybody looks at Omar Connor, the wide receiver who may play quarterback, but Kyle York may be giving him something to look at.
Reed breaks one tackle, and he's to the 14-yard line. We're getting back to our the scenarios as far as tiebreakers go. What instead of the ADs voting on this, should there be a three-way tie? They have opted to go by the BCS rankings, which right now Tennessee has the best of the three. They're 7. Georgia's 9th and Florida's 14th.
And isn't it the two highest teams in the BCS? If they're within 5 spots of each other, they will go on a head-to-head competition, which right now
would be Georgia.
Yes, would be Georgia.
Running play for a yard.
I'm glad you explained that.
Yeah.
And I was behind you 1,000%.
Really, you don't hope in these things, because I know in the NFL they have this tiebreaker system, and they've got all kinds of tiebreakers. Yeah. And the last one, about the 15th, says coin flip.
Coin toss. Well, there's 4 or 5 with the SEC championships.
And here are the BCS standings, but as far as number 1, no question. Boy, I'll tell you what, Oklahoma, are they playing some good ball. A lot of people think Southern Cal is going to run the table here and set up those 2 teams in the national championship game. And now we've got a timeout called by Kyle Yark. He's going to head over to the sideline. Talk with Morris Watts, his offensive coordinator. Figure out what to do here on 3rd down. The game started out like we were going to have a back and forth fist fight, but Tennessee kind of pulled away late 2nd and blew out Mississippi State in the 3rd. 5:50 left. There's our score, and Mississippi State driving here at the 13-yard line, shotgun formation. York rolling. It's caught by Connor. He's out of bounds at the 4-yard line. That'll be a 1st down. Big 3rd down conversion there.
Oh, I like that pass.
Yeah.
How about Kyle York rolling out a little bit? Wang, throwing that ball in there. Good.
All right, let's check in with Florida and South Carolina and Columbia.
The final play of the game. Dontrell Pinkins heaves it up in the air and picked off by guess who? Kewan Ratliff with a new SEC or new Florida record.
So all over there, Florida wins in Columbia. 7th play of this Bulldog drive. Reed takes the pitch, powers by a tackle, then fumbled the football. Oh, they blew it dead at the 1.
Wow, that ball was out of there in a hurry.
You got that right. All right, SEC Eastern Division, here you go. Conference, that's what you want to look at, not the overall. Florida 6-2. Georgia playing later today 4-2. Tennessee will be 4-2 very soon. In 4 minutes 35 seconds as the clock moves.
Well, I think Mississippi State got a gift there. That ball came out quick.
2nd goal, 2-yard line. Reed's got it again. Over the middle. Did he get in the end zone? I don't see a signal. Boy, I thought he cracked that goal line, but the officials say no, down just shy of it.
Well, I think his head went over the goal line, but I think the ball was behind it. The official coming in, looking at the ball. They run in from the side, and they see where the position of the ball is. And Jackie Sherrill says, I don't care what it is, we're going for it. But again, when he runs here, watch him get up in there. Remember the ball. He's got the ball about the middle of his waist. You see him hit right there. The ball's back in there. Ball did not cross the goal line.
Reed again. Now he's in. Touchdown, Mississippi State. Fred Reed, the junior from Tampa, Florida. Cracks over from a yard out. It's his first rushing TD this season. In fact, just 21 carries coming into the game. So a little bit to shout about here.
Oh, yeah. And I think, a little bit heads-up play by Kyle York, sophomore, getting some playing time. I don't care what time it is in the game. It's game time. It's game speed.
Well, they fake it. Here we go. Trying for the 2-point conversion. They heave it in the end zone. And it's caught.
Oh, I think it's good.
Caught by the tight end.
That was a
Nick Signiago.
Bill, that was a basketball pass. That is a heck of a play. Again, 2-yard line. Just realize the 2-yard line is the line of scrimmage right there. 2-yard line. Now he comes out. It's an option. He's going to run. Nope, he can't. So he tosses it out. Now, see where he is? And he throws it. Shot puts it up there. Receiver in the end zone is eligible. That's a heck of a play. I've never seen that play before.
Wow. Well, they got the 2 points. The SEC championship game is 3 weeks away, and we'll be there to bring you a preview of the game. We'll be live at noon on Saturday, December 6th from SEC Fanfare at the World Congress Center. Dave Neal, Dave Rowe, Dave Baker will be hosting the show, so plan on visiting Fanfare and enjoy watching our show and having fun at all the interactive games, skills, tests, and exhibits going on throughout Friday and Saturday. Fanfare open from 2 to 10 on Friday, 10 to 8 on Saturday. So plan on making the trip down to the World Congress Center sometime during the championship weekend. And you don't have to be named Dave to go to the SEC championship game.
Oh, it's one of the fun times.
There's that final again. You saw the final play moments ago. Florida rallies and wins in Columbia by 2. Well, now everybody expecting the onside kick.
Not me. I don't know, but I think I just kicked the ball away.
And we had I guess somebody called timeout. Talking things over again. 3:43 to go in this one. It's still all Tennessee here in Knoxville. We're expecting a Bulldog onside kick, as you can tell by that score.
No, wait a minute.
They need
You're
some more
expecting
points.
it. You're expecting. I'm expecting them to kick off.
Well, you were right.
Okay, buddy.
And bringing it out. Greer. Oh, he broke one tackle, 2, 15, 16. Boy, there was, as Keith Jackson used to say, there was some head cracking going down on the field. And speaking of the sidelines, let's go back down to Scott.
Guys, you know, it's rare that you're going to find Mississippi State go for a 2-point conversion with Brent Smith back there making the nice shovel pass. He hasn't missed a PAT. Well, he's made 34 straight, as a matter of fact. He hasn't missed a field goal from inside of 40 yards, too. So he has certainly been one of the steady forces for Mississippi State. He actually came to Tennessee as a walk-on and tried to make the team. He didn't. Went to junior college, then landed with Mississippi State. He majors in business, got a 4.0 grade point average, and he is a great bet to be the Scholar Athlete of the Year in the Southeastern Conference. So Brent Smith making his presence felt anywhere he can.
A 4.0 GPA, not too shabby. New quarterback is in for Tennessee, Jim Bob Cooter.
All right. I like that. Jim Bob. Just a freshman getting a chance. Well, when you got a name Jim Bob, you're at the right place. I mean, we're talking about quarterback. Jim Bob's. I love it. Wonderful. I'm glad he's getting a chance.
2nd down and 8 yards to go. Riggs to about the 22. Now, the Tennessee cheerleaders have to do push-ups after each points are scored. So it started with 7, then they had to do 14 push-ups, and now with Tennessee with 59 points, Dave, what's the grand total today for push-ups?
299 push-ups. That's what they have done. Now, they yelled down from the truck 307. That is not correct, because Earl told me it was 299. They're hoping for no score. I'll tell you. I want to watch that. How long does it take him to do 299 push-ups?
3rd down, about 5. Riggs not gonna get it. Time now for our Napa Auto Care Center's Players of the Game. And no question about Casey Clausen. 6 touchdown passes, and Nick Turner, good return man, good runner, and look at 232 return yards.
That's incredible.
Clausen was 20 of 33, 330 yards.
Well, I remember at one time Clausen had missed his first 3 or 4 passes. He wasn't doing very good. He missed his first 3, and we're saying, gosh, he just doesn't seem on today.
Well, we've got another timeout on the field to draw out the agony.
Well, we look at Casey Clausen, and I'll tell you, there's been some great quarterbacks here. I think of T. Martin, of course, Peyton Manning, the wonderful quarterback. But I want to tell you, that young man there, he's been everything that you could have asked for out of a quarterback. Casey Clausen, he's got my vote for a great player.
Well, 330 today, so he's at 2,020 yards passing this season, and he was worried about he's not that far away from getting, if he has a couple more games like this, he could get to 2,900. All season long, Tennessee quarterback Casey Clausen makes his way to local elementary schools every Friday morning when the Vols are playing at home for his Casey in the Classroom. Clausen spends a few hours with kids reading and helping with their spelling, math, and other classwork. Here's the punt. 40-yard line on the return. Turner still going down the sideline. Again, he runs out of room. We've seen that a few times today. Stepping out of bounds back at the 29-yard line.
How about Turner adding some yards? We already announced him as our player of the game, and he adds a few.
40-yard punt, 34-yard return for Turner.
Well, that gives him over 260, I think, in return yards today. That's quite a day.
We'll pause. 1:39 left here in Knoxville. Straight SEC road loss coming up for the Bulldogs. Not to mention the TV streak continues. York out of the shotgun. Swings it out far side, misses Reed. And he's got a first down to the 19-yard line.
And I want to tell you something. Kyle York's impressing me. That time under pressure, he just kind of sidearmed that and just threw it perfect. Right out in the flat, nice pass. I mean, I know people will say, well, they're not going against the first-team players, but you still got some great athletes that are coming down your throat, and Kyle York out there that time just leading his team. Good vision to see out there in the flat, complete the pass.
And he's 3 of 5, 49 yards in his short stint here. Going with 4 wide, shotgun. First down at the Volunteer 19-yard line. Another quick out caught by McKinley Scott. And out of bounds at the 14-yard line. That'll stop the clock into our final minute here. 59 seconds to go.
You know, Bill, I look across the line on the other side, on the defensive side, a lot of young players getting chances to play, a lot of freshmen. I see LaRon Harris, 91 out there, and a lot of guys getting that chance to get some playing time on this field, because you never know when an injury or a situation may thrust you in and all of a sudden you move from third to first team.
York sizing up the Tennessee defense as he works out the shotgun again. 2nd and 5. Oh, nice catch down around the 2-yard line and pounded hard there, McKinley Scott.
How about that delivery? There was another strike. McKinley's, they're not giving up. I mean, the game is over, but I can tell you Kyle York's not. That's a dart right there. Good connection right there to Scott. Just throws it right in there. He looks the ball in, takes a good hit. But there's no quit. A lot of young guys getting chances to play.
So first down, goal. Look at this. You got 3 guys in that's a real I formation there.
That's
and power. It's a bootleg right by York. Swings it out. Nice one-handed grab towards the goal line. Did he get a note down around the 1-yard line? Bryson Davis. Wow, what a nice catch.
That looked like he had a catcher's mitt on a first baseman's mitt. And you know what? I thought it was a touchdown. I thought he got in. Call a timeout. But look at him come back smiling. That's Kyle York, quarterback, saying, well, I threw it right there, but what a catch. One hand.
Philip Fulmer, and he's got to be feeling good about what he saw here today.
Yes, he does. He talked to us yesterday, and he said, we just have not had a complete game. And I can tell you this, that Kentucky game at the end of the year is going to be a big game. Everybody's looking, saying, oh, sure, Tennessee's going to run the string. But they're coming up against a much different Kentucky team, a team with a lot of emotion. You're going to have Jared Lorenzen, the senior, his last game. I can tell you this: they better not overlook Kentucky. And I don't.
He's a house and a half, Lorenzo. I've seen some of your games that you've done with him, and it's been incredible.
He tried on my Super Bowl ring, and he said he put it on. I wear a size 17. He put it on there, and he went, "It's a little tight. I'd like to get one to fit me." And I'm going, golly. I mean, when's the last time you looked eye to eye at a quarterback and he weighs more than the defensive line? That's me. Oh, he weighs probably in the 300 neighborhood. But great athlete, great agility, great enthusiasm. I love this line in the overtime game of last week. He turned around, looked at the crowd, and said, "Where y'all going? You're going to miss a heck of a game."
All right, so here they are, stacked eye. Quarterback keeper, and that's a touchdown for Kyle York.
Boy, Kyle York got a little help on the play. He had that fullback sitting right on his tail, and when he jumped up, he got hit right in the middle of the back to push him over. So it's good to see Mississippi State score. They're down 59 to 14.
Something for the faithful. Yeah, start feeling sure.
Well, they've got a big decision coming up. They're going to be selecting their coach real soon. A lot of new momentum, a lot of enthusiasm. And I know Larry Templeton, the athletic director, has got quite a chore in front of him, but I think he's a very, very capable person to make that decision.
All right, Bulldogs going for two. York will throw, and that's incomplete. No flag on the play. So they stop him on the two-point conversion, and with 28 there is a flag. Is there a flag?
I didn't see one.
I don't see one.
So I'm saying there's no flag.
That's right. 28 seconds left in this one. Tennessee 59, Mississippi State 21. Well, you can see many of the faithful have filed out here, and this is Jackie Sherrill's last trip into Knoxville. Not a very happy one, but his team has battled back here in the fourth quarter. They have not quit. Tennessee blew this game open in the third quarter, and Jackie's team trailing 59 to 21 with 28 seconds left in this football game. And what does Jackie Sherrill have left for himself? Well, they've got two more games. They're at Arkansas next Saturday, and then Thanksgiving, the Egg Bowl against Mississippi. And at that time, some of the folks with the Bulldog program think they may have the announcement of their new head coach by that game on Thanksgiving.
Well, I can tell you this formation is going to be onside.
You think so?
Yeah. And it's really interesting. What you try to do is you try to kick the ball and make it bounce. See, right there, go up in the air. Oh, they had it. They got it. They still have it.
Onside kick recovered by Mississippi State at midfield. Well, no, they touched it too soon. Didn't go 10 yards. Didn't go 10 yards.
Yep. Griffith might have touched it. Got to go 10 yards. There's 5 yards. Oh, that's 9 yards. Outstanding. He didn't have to touch it either. Golly.
All right, so Tennessee will have the ball at the Mississippi State 43-yard line. We'll have one play, and that'll do it here in Knoxville this afternoon.
Yeah, this will be the famous prayer formation. Kneel down. Jim Bob in there. I like that. Jim Bob getting a chance. Mom and Dad are proud. I know that.
Running play to Larkins. And tackle at the 47-yard line, and we'll tick down the final 20 seconds of this one. And Mississippi State, no timeouts here, so this one's over. Philip Fulmer. His team is on a 4-game winning streak now, just the way they started the season. And he was looking for a full football game, and he got one from all three facets of his game today: offense, defense, and special teams. So Tennessee wins it here in Knoxville, 59-21. We're back after a word from your local stations.